I'm Trish Toby with WARC reporting to you live from Westchester, New York, where there appears to be some sort of mutant menace on the loose.
Hey everybody, I'm Pat Reber.
And I'm Matt Allcamp.
And say it with us, Brent.
Welcome
to Mutant Menace. Matt.
Yes.
I'm upset.
Me too, man. Can you believe what we have to do just for these listeners?
Oh, if you haven't read the title, folks, today we're covering Secret Wars 2.
No, not me. I'm going to cover season 1 of The Sopranos. All right.
Nope.
So we open.
Sorry, Matt.
On Tony. He's got ducks. Fuck, this sucks, man. Pat.
Yeah.
What's Secret Wars 2?
Secret Wars 2 is a vanity project from editor-in-chief of Marvel at the time, Jim Jackass.
I got a couple questions.
Yeah.
Is there a secret in this book?
I mean, you could argue that he's searching for the secret meaning of life.
Oof.
And finds it.
Okay.
So it's not a secret anymore, not since Jim Stupid revealed it.
Is there a war in this book?
No, not whatsoever.
Okay. And so there can't be a war that's secret, let alone multiple of them?
No. Of course not.
So why would they call this Secret Wars 2?
Well, Matt, it's a direct sequel to Secret Wars.
Oh God! All right, and because that made a ton of money because it featured every superhero fighting and battling and whatnot on the whims of a godlike being from another dimension.
Yes, yeah. Phrase that I'm sure both you and I are sick of, Matt, is that he was in his own universe until a pinprick formed in his universe and allowed him to see into ours. And he observed the quality of desire. So he created a planet to have all the heroes fight and then give them as a reward whatever they desire. But it all kind of washed out in the laundry at the end.
Came out in the wash. Yeah. So
yeah.
Okay.
You say came out in the wash?
It all kind of came out in the wash.
It all washed out in the laundry.
I don't know if anybody says it like that. So Secret Wars 12 was released in December of 1984.
The very last issue.
Yes. And Secret Wars 2...
Number one
was in July of 1985.
Okay.
So these were only 7 months apart.
Yeah. It seems like in the midst of Secret Wars 1 debuting, because of the money it was making, they gave Jack Shitbird the go-ahead for a Secret Wars 2.
We're going to have to say his name because he is the writer of this whole thing. Jim fucking Jim Shooter was the editor-in-chief for years at this point. And this is the beginning of his downfall because he made so many enemies doing this.
Yeah, at the end of Secret Wars 1, or in the midst of and after Secret Wars 1, he was rewriting other people's comics. He was... we talk about this at length in the Secret Wars 1 episode, so I don't want to prattle on too much about that because there's plenty of shit to talk about Secret Wars 2 as well.
It's even worse in this, which we will talk about at some points. It's even worse in this one. While writing Secret Wars 2, he required every title to tie into Secret Wars 2. The Beyonder, who's his main character, was supposed to appear in a story or more than one issue of every single title in the Marvel universe. And he would get these pages back and be like, you guys don't understand. You don't understand the Beyonder. You have to rewrite this. And he'd send it back. Or somebody would draw an entire issue and he'd send it back and say, the Beyonder changed costumes in issue 4 of Secret Wars 2. You have to redraw this with his other costume. And the person had no way of knowing that.
Yeah.
The artist had no way of knowing that. And then Jim should have just made him redraw the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, it was all for issues that hadn't been written yet.
Yes.
He was saying, you have no idea what's going on here.
Right.
To the point where there are a few issues that he took and rewrote himself.
So the infamous one is an issue of Daredevil where he sent it back to Denny O'Neil several times until Denny O'Neil just put the Beyonder in the very background of the comic. He was like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
If I can't figure out this fucking guy, I will just have him be like a B plot in the background of the comic. And then Jim Stupid took that issue away from Denny O'Neil, wrote an entire issue of Daredevil himself and published it, where like Denny O'Neil didn't get fucking paid that month.
Yeah. He left Marvel because of this, right?
Is that true? I don't know that to be true.
It's immediately after this that he leaves Marvel.
Okay.
But this wasn't the only conflict that caused it, but it's certainly one of them.
It's the same thing about Jim Shooter being fired. It's not because of Secret Wars 2. And in fact, as we've said before, one of the reasons he got let go was actually a very noble reason. He was fighting for better pay for his creative staff. But no one had his back because he was such a piece of shit as an editor-in-chief that even when he was doing something kind for them, people were like the quote from Sean Howe's Marvel Comics The Untold Story is that when Chris Claremont learned about it, his response was, "Ding dong, the witch is dead." So
we'll see. Let's remember that, and we should say it when we come to the switchover.
He didn't want to. So just some more background. During a lot of this is from the Sean Howe book. Little bits of this are from interviews and stuff, but straight from the Sean Howe book, Carol Kalish, who was Marvel's at the time vice president in charge of sales, in front of like a meeting of retailers, she said, "Let's be honest, Secret Wars was crap, right?" And the retailers all agree. Like there's a assent in the room, and then she said, "But did it sell?"
Yeah.
And they all cheered, and she said, "We'll get ready for Secret Wars Series 2.
Yeah.
and then Jim Stupid was like, "I don't want to write it. Why don't you give it to Tom DeFalco?"
Oh my God.
But then there's no recorded reason for this. He just, I guess, had an idea, and he was like, "No, I'll do it."
Yeah. My guess, just purely speculative, but given everything going on at Marvel at the time, is that he fired Tom DeFalco off the project. He was just like, "No, this isn't what I was thinking at all. You're fired."
And then he put Bob Budiansky on as the editor for this book, and Bob Budiansky was not going to ever say no to anything Jim Stupid was doing. So he just he was fully in charge of all of Marvel, everything that was happening. It was just like unfettered control, and we'll see what that fucking led to.
Yeah.
They put Sal Buscema on as the artist,
and he fully drew the first issue, right?
Yes. You can actually find it. You find it on the internet. There's a full issue up on the internet.
Pencils only, yeah.
Pencils only. You can read you can see all of Secret Wars 1, and it's not bad. When you're looking at this,
it's beautiful, honestly.
It looks good. To be honest, Al Milgrom, so jumping ahead, Sal Buscema gets fired
Yeah,
because
Jim Stupid was just like, I don't like this. This isn't
you don't get it.
This isn't it at all. Yeah,
You don't get it.
Understand.
No.
Sorry.
And then fired him and put Al Milgrom on. And Al Milgrom, his art gets worse and worse as the series goes on, but it starts pretty good. I would say some of these Sal Buscema panels are better than Al Milgrom's, and some are worse, and some are about this, and most are about the same.
So I don't think that Al Milgram's, and we don't hate Al Milgrom here. Al Milgram's a fine, serviceable artist, right? I don't think we have any
fine
particular.
Inker. I think he's a very good inker. I don't think he's good at. I don't think he's that good of an artist, and we've already discovered he's not a good writer at all.
But his storytelling just like it's not there. It's just like in Secret Wars 1, where it seems like they're there to draw characters and poses, and a big part of that is because there's not really a story going on. We'll dig into that. I'm not going to start ranting there yet. What I'm saying is Sal Buscema's art here tells a story. Like, you can see what happens panel by panel, page by page, just looking at his art.
And he's making strong decisions here. And not that Al Milgrom isn't. Like, if you go all the way to, there's a scene in towards the middle of Secret Wars 2, issue 1, where Molecule Man is turning everything into apples. Or wait, no, this is the Beyonder as Molecule Man, and he's turning everything into apples. And Sal Buscema's idea is to put them all in like bushels, where I think Al Milgrom's idea is a little better, where he just makes a giant pile of apples that's toppling over all over the place. But if you look at these panels in this issue, you have like his the other character's bored girlfriend watching TV in the background, and Sal Buscema makes the choice where she just picks up an apple and starts eating it as if she doesn't care where it came from or what's going on. Like, that's so good. Very good storytelling choice. So that's what I mean about how like some of these are about equal, some of these are worse. Like there's a scene where the Beyonder turns magic into the Dark Child, and I think Al Milgrom's is way better than Sal Buscema's.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that. I don't like Al Milgrom's work in this run. I think there is one panel that that caught my eye, that made me say, "Ooh, this is fun and creative and artistic in any way." But there's no
hard
dynamism. Yeah. There's nothing exciting to it.
That's true. These are the most boring looking issues. You would never pick up an issue of Secret Wars 2 and go, "Oh, I want to find out what's going on here."
Yeah.
There's a lot of errors in it. Just before we get off Sal Buscema, there's a lot of errors in Al Milgrom's issue 1. He puts Sunspot with the New Mutants when on Muir Island when he's not there.
Right.
And Sal Buscema,
he draws Spider-Man in his original costume instead of the black costume that they forced on him through the first Secret Wars.
He even makes a comment of it. But yeah, Sal Buscema draws Magneto in his old villain costume. So yeah, I don't know. I think it wasn't going to be good no matter what, I think what I'm dancing around maybe.
Yeah. So the result here is that I don't think anybody enjoyed it, right? No. I don't know for sure, but it seems like it wasn't very well received at the time. A lot of, I know our listeners that were there when it happened at Ground Zero were turned off of comics for a little bit. It's just so... Matt, you and I read it and got just as upset, right? It is a slog. It's only 9 issues, but we're going to approach this one a little differently today, just because this is useless. There's no story here. There's no consistent theme. There's no reason for this story to have been told.
There's a consistent theme, but that's all there is, and it's not that smart of a theme.
Sure.
is what I would argue. I think all there is a theme. The idea of story. It's like there's just no story here.
So I think the way that we're going to work through this is if it's X-Men related, hey, we're going to dig in. We're going to tell you what happened because we follow the X-Men here. If it's not X-Men related, it's not worth your time. I promise. If you want to go through and read it yourself to try to prove us wrong, you won't win that battle, but go ahead. We're going to cover the broad strokes of any non-X-Men stuff and then list complaints. We'll
tell you what's
air our
weird.
grievances.
We'll tell you what's weird or bad or funny or stupid about it, because that's what we do here. We're, ultimately kind of a comedy podcast. So, yeah. All right. Anyway.
Ooh, a little good news, Matt. We've got Pat's email corner. Right now.
Wow. I didn't know we were still doing that.
We got a handful to work through. Let's start right away. Now, these are going to cover a range of episodes.
Okay.
First up, Mikey Two Mails.
This is the last one, right?
In reference to episode 69. It is worth noting this email came in before we had aired episode 69. But
okay, sure.
Mikey Two Mails, subject line episode 69 says, "Hi Pat, tell Matt I said nice."
All right.
And then another email from Mikey Two Mails, X-Men related email. "Hi Pat, tell Matt I said that it was really fun to see Kurt get his own short run where he was featured and had adventures. Who would you all want to see have their own miniseries?"
At this point in time.
Yeah. We've seen Kurt, Wolverine, Iceman.
Yeah, do you have... Oh, I know. I'd like to see some Cyclops and Madeline.
Yeah, I was going to say a Cyclops like little mini adventure where he's not an X-Man, but he has to do something to protect his family. Would be fun. Maybe he's like they go to a small town that it turns out is being ruined by a big businessman, like Roadhouse.
Are you sure that Scott wouldn't side with the big businessman though? He'd be like, "That's capitalism at work, Madeline." No.
Like he's for some reason it puts Madeline in danger.
Or they're like hurt,
and that's when he's like, "All right, I've got to get involved."
Yeah, they're like hurting people, and he's trying to ignore it, but then Madeline gets hurt.
Yeah,
or almost hurt. I was thinking along the lines of like maybe Madeline had done some jobs for some less than reputable clients when she was a pilot, right?
Okay.
And
she didn't know. She doesn't ask questions.
Exactly. And then maybe Han Solo, like, she dumped her cargo one time because she was getting bored. And so she gets pulled in for one last job.
Oh, shit. And then Scott has to by her side.
Yes, he has to protect her, and things go awry.
That's the Scott and Madeline miniseries.
Yes.
Is like a, what would you call that? Like a thriller, like a chase thriller.
Yes.
And then we have the Cyclops miniseries where he's more of like a modern Western gunslinger.
Man, do we love Cyclops?
We might. He's doing good things.
We followed him for so long, and we've just constantly been thinking of him as just kind of like a drip, a nerd, a dork, but like who sometimes does cool things. And now that he hasn't been around for a while, I'm kind of like, I want to see him do some badass stuff.
Good question. Folks, feel free, mutantmenacepod@gmail.com to answer Mikey's question here as well. I would love to hear some other,
or try to top him,
because we both had the same answer.
Try and top him. See if you can ask a better question than Mikey Two Mails. Good luck.
Gauntlet has been thrown. Everyone that's not Mikey Two Mails. Up next, That's strange, Matt. This one's just a name. It says Brent.
Oh, okay. I know why that's there. I'll tell you off air.
Oh, okay. All right. And maybe we'll go back and fix in post whatever this is for.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you, Brent. Up next, Email Michael. Matt, you ready for Email Michael's episode 68 responses?
Please.
He says, "Hey, Pat, could you please tell Matt that no, I'm not completely sure what the phrase cream of the crown, which Pat used in episode 68, means exactly. It's pretty clearly him trying to say cream of the crop and making a mistake, but I can make something up if you'd like. For example," I love this, "I got into rose gardening this year. The transition where a rose's roots transition to the above ground canes is called the crown. This crown is the core of the plant and must be protected at all costs. So if parasitic insects were to attack the crown, it would be important to remove them before they devoured the fluids within, or the cream of the crown." In other words, Pat was saying that the comic was the cream of the, or in other words, Pat saying that the comic was the cream of the crown was of vital importance and needed to be protected from threats such as parasites or frost.
Okay. Well, I think he was talking about king jizz, but that's also your theory is also good.
Both were extremely valuable. I leave it as an exercise to you to determine how much of what I just wrote was true. I am fully bought in on this. Also, Pat said it's probably very few listeners who have seen the film Bullet Train. I guess I'm one of them. It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. Reminded me of my own time spent traveling via bullet train in Japan, except for the hitmen part. Still not a ninja. Email Michael.
Huh. We're still not sure what Email Michael is.
I mean, I'm not a ninja is something someone that's not a ninja would say, but it's also something that someone who is a ninja would say.
And he did not disagree with the undead part. I want to say he said he was an undead ninja, and he was like, not a ninja.
Up next, another episode 68 response from the Ink Master.
Ooh.
"Hey, Pat. Tell Matt that we know for a fact whether or not Hulk can have sex, as he actually has a biological son, Scar, who was born from his marriage to Kyera during the Planet Hulk storyline. Granted, Kyera isn't human and her species is much more robust than humans. Yeah, I think with just like a regular man or woman was implied there.
Well, I think.
Oh no, because we
initially
were talking about if he can even hold one, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because we would have seen it is the problem.
So confirmed. It's just regular. It's regular human size.
It's regular human size.
It doesn't scale up with the rest of them.
We're so distracted by his big old Hulk body, we don't notice a regular sized human penis erect in his short.
I mean, the short's got to expand to fit his massive waist at this point.
And maybe Bruce Banner also. I don't want to cast aspersions or anything, but maybe Bruce Banner has a sort of, maybe he's not. I'm not saying this says anything bad about him, but maybe he has maybe he's on the smaller side.
He doesn't. Well, okay. We can mutantmenacepod@gmail.com. He doesn't strike me as that kind of guy, but that's
every superhero can't have a massive hog, Pat. Like you're gonna. If I'm like,
know. You'd be surprised.
Because if it's based on just like swagger, you would have to be like. You would have to say any superhero name and be like, yeah, they probably have a massive hog. They can't all have massive hogs. A couple superheroes have to have little tiny dingus.
Okay, yeah, there's got to be a couple that are undersized. Somehow didn't realize that I didn't send this after finishing it. Ink.
So that sat in your drafts for a few days. And you're like, let me check on that penis email.
Did they get back to me? Up next, Glib Grendel, Matt. You remember Glib?
I love Glib Grendel. I love getting emails from old Glib Grendel.
in response to episode 65, where they signed off not a nickname, if you remember, and we kind of made a big deal about it. Hey, Matt, tell Pat, but that's not how you spell my name. I specified not a nickname because I do not want a nickname, and I think I have a cool, incredibly normal name. If it's my lot as an emailer to end up with one, guess I'll hopefully get stuck in the same holding pattern as Daniel.
What is...
That's
what do
fine.
they mean by that? What, they said something about same holding pattern as Daniel. We just haven't. We just haven't thought of a nickname for Daniel yet. I don't get it.
I wouldn't call it a holding pattern. Maybe people are misunderstanding there. But listen, Glib, if you anybody, if you just want to go by your first and last name, tell us. That's an easy nickname to remember.
So hard on Daniel's nickname.
Hard here.
We spend 3-4 nights a week in calls trying to figure it out.
We're gonna get there.
We've got 7 letters already. We just don't know what order they go in.
It's like a fuck. It's not Mona Lisa smile. What's the Catholic puzzle box? It's like the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
Mona Lisa's smile. All right, one more email here, Matt. From his name was Dusk.
What's his name now?
He doesn't say in this one. So the subject line here is to John Constantine a phrase.
Oh no! Is this about the pronunciation of John Constantine?
Or the use of to coin a phrase.
Okay, let's find out.
Hey, Pat, can you tell Matt that I was reading a John Constantine Hellblazer comic from '88 written by Jamie Delano, and Constantine said something akin to mad as hell to coin a phrase. So I looked it up, and it seems like the phrase is primarily used sarcastically to point out that an expression you used is corny or trite. I know you made fun of the usage before for being incorrect, but it seems like it was often used to show that you knew you weren't being original.
Huh. Okay. I buy that. Look, it's just, and the only sort of joke Chris Claremont acknowledges when, one of his characters says something and we don't realize it's a joke and another character says, oh, so-and-so's grown a sense of humor, which happens every 2 issues.
Sure. Yeah.
It's always just somebody saying something sarcastically, and usually very lightly sarcastically. Like,
I mean, that fits into...
Like, oh, you're in a good mood today. Oh, so somebody's grown a sense of humor because the person was grumpy. It's like, oh, yeah, I guess that's a joke.
Yeah. I don't think his name was Dusk is wrong here. The issue that I have is if we didn't go to the trouble of looking it up, please don't look it up for us.
That cancels out 99% of our emails.
I just assume this is all things that people know, that they're expressing their general knowledge. Oh, Matt, that's the end. That's all the emails. We got through it. Unless you want, unless you want me to read this nice technical support email that we have in our inbox.
No, I think I'm good on that, Pat. I have to ask you a big question.
Ooh, yeah. What's up?
Did you do anything secret this week?
Not anything I would be comfortable talking about on mic.
All right,
did.
Come on. The listeners deserve to know.
Do something X-Men related. Can I tell you about that?
I don't know. I think you have to wait till next week. Did you join any wars this week?
No.
All right, tell me the X-Men related thing.
I went to the beach, which the X-Men used to do all the time. They don't really anymore. But yeah, they spent like a whole month at the beach in the Savage Land.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
they loved it. They loved every minute of it. And so did I. I got so much reading done. I read a bunch of comics, Matt. I read a bunch of real book.
A bunch of real book?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Okay, wow.
I ate a bunch of great food. I got a high score in skee ball. Fucking 495, dude. Can you believe that?
Wow.
That is some expert spatial geometry. Anyway, Matt, did you do anything X-Men related or anything secret, or did you join any wars or anything in twos this week?
Oh, okay. I didn't do anything X-Men related. I didn't join any wars. I probably did something in twos, and I did do something secret.
Ooh, tell me.
I can't.
All right, well, let's get into it, Matt. Why don't we get into Secret Wars 2 number 1, EARTHFALL.
And these are all written and drawn by the same people.
Right.
So and inked by the same person, but there's somebody else who joins occasionally. So we can just say those up top, and basically we'll just tell you the letterer, colorist, and editor, or the letter and colorist only, because the editor's Bob Budiansky always, right?
Yeah. Bob Budiansky. So yeah, here is the grand up top, one time we'll never do this again listing of the credits. Dumb Idiot, scripter, Al Milgram, penciler, inker, Steve Lealoha, letterer, Joe Rosen, colorist, Christy Scheel, and editor, Bob Budiansky.
Steve, you're letting us down, man. We were in your corner.
Yeah. We were counting on you.
You were the chosen one.
Release date April 16th, 1985. Cover date July 1985. Beyonder comes to Earth to seek understanding. Molecule Man tells him knowledge is gained through experience, so he gives superpowers to a grumpy TV writer who then starts destroying LA. Iron Man, Captain America, the X-Men, and the New Mutants show up to stop him. When Wolverine stabs the Beyonder, he realizes experience must be firsthand, so he disappears, taking Thunder Sword's powers with him. Thunder Sword is the bitter TV writer that he...
Yeah.
So... at this point, the X-Men show up. We'll get to that in a second. But this is our opening, Matt. How do you feel?
Man, so okay.
Here's my first impression.
Okay.
Bad, pointless. Here's my second impression. I love Owen Reese, the Molecule Man, and Marcia Volcana. Their love. I love their love. They've got a very sweet, beautiful relationship. Clearly, Jim Idiot doesn't, right? He feels that they are sappy and over romantic and wasting their time loving each other. Mm-hmm. But they're just sitting around watching Hogan's Heroes. They both have superpowers. They know that they're like kind of inclined to violence and that they're a little messy with them when they really try to use them. So they're like, you know what? We don't need to be villains. We don't need to be heroes.
Right.
We have these incredible powers, but the most incredible thing we have is each other. And they're sitting around watching Hogan's Heroes and Laverne and Shirley and stuff. It's just...
Now, is that supposed to be Jim Stupid taking a shot at them? Like, oh, these guys are so powerful and all they do is sit around and watch these dumb TV shows? Like, is he trying to, like, we find that endearing, but does he find that shitty?
Yes, he's trying to paint them as like lazy and consumerist.
Like the dumb idiot consumers.
Yeah. You could do all this, but instead you sit and watch TV. You know what? I sit and watch TV with my wife, and I fucking love it. We watch Family Feud.
So the Beyonder. Okay, so let's zoom in on a couple concepts. First, the Beyonder. The Beyonder doesn't know how anything works. So he shows up. He's like a mishmash of superheroes that he pulled to Battle World. He's got an Iron Man chest plate with a Fantastic Four on his chest. He's got claws, ray gun hand. He's got Doctor Doom's mask with Cyclops' visor and Storm's hair, and Captain America's leggings and boots, and the Hulk shorts with an X-Men belt on. Whew. So all he says is like, I desire to understand, experience. Like he's talking like an adult baby.
Yes. And he understands, the idea is that he understands nothing.
Yeah.
That he has language. He doesn't understand the concept of anything, and he wants to know it.
And then when he shows up to Stuart Caldwell, so he goes to the Molecule Man, and he's this weird mishmash of superheroes because that's the only beings he knows in the universe.
Yes.
Then Molecule Man's like, you should try and look more normal. And so then when he shows up at Stuart Caldwell's apartment or office or whatever, he looks like the Molecule Man.
Because he just copies Owen, who is his friend.
Next concept, I guess, is Thunder Sword, who
is a bitter TV writer who's currently writing cartoons for NBC. And hates consumerism, eats at McDonald's a lot, but complains about it, smokes cigarettes and drinks a lot of coffee, I guess.
But complains about the health crisis and and so he's just...
And Reagan, complains about Ronald Reagan a lot.
Reagan Watch! There's a lot of Reagan in this.
The front half.
The front, unfortunately, there's the Reagan Watch will peter out, but Reagan Watch, Stuart Caldwell hates Reaganomics.
So...
he's a criticism of lazy liberalism. And I think it's hard to tell what Jim Stupid's politics are, but I think it is from a centrist or conservative point of view.
Yeah, I think slightly right of center and fully behind Ronald Reagan, which a lot of people were in the 80s.
So the whole thing is he's just a big hypocrite. Everything that he says is either self-serving or disproven by something else that he's doing, right? He's earning money from the hypocrisy here is supposed to be he's earning money from these companies, but he's complaining about how all they peddle is drivel. He's complaining about consumerism, but all he's doing is eating McDonald's, right? Now, who is Stuart Caldwell?
Matt, let me ask you this. Who is the writer that we have talked about the most on this podcast without ever having read?
Oh, is it a writer who left Marvel right when Jim Stupid became editor-in-chief because he just had constant disagreements with him about creative stuff? And so he went to go do his own creator-owned shit that poked fun at Marvel constantly. He was the writer. Well, okay. It's Steve Gerber.
It's Steve Gerber.
Yeah. Steve Gerber. So he was the writer. He was the super liberal writer of Howard the Duck.
Right. He was like one of the true staples of the Merry Marvel bullpen era. Just like a fun, I don't know about fun loving, but like goofy writer who loved satire, and he was pretty biting and also was the sober one of that crowd.
And when he left to do creator-owned stuff, he did a comic called Destroyer Duck that was just another Howard the Duck, but a constant takedown of Marvel.
Yeah, and it explained away the entire Bill Mantlo era of Howard the Duck.
Right.
As like a nightmare, a dream sequence.
So this is Jim Stupid just kind of like taking pot shots at Steve Gerber. He had Al Milgrom draw this character to look exactly like Steve Gerber too.
Right. At first, I was like, oh, this is pure jealousy. Like Jim Stupid sees somebody in an industry that's thriving while the comic books industry doing well, but not doing nearly as well as cartoons. And is like, oh, these cartoon writers are such brats, not like us cool comic book guys. And so I was like, okay, this is like an ego thing. He feels a little threatened by people in maybe a higher station than him. But then I figured out that it's actually Steve Gerber. I did not figured out. I read that it's actually Steve Gerber. And so it makes it's a little more consistent with his personality. It's not a broad ego thing. It's a very specific ego thing.
Yes. And at the end, he breaks down. Like, so while he's he turns into Thundersword. And by the way, Thundersword has a flying horse named Boromir, which is... So Valkyrie's horse is named Aragorn.
What? You can't do this.
Jim Stupid just kind of like, I don't know if he's making a joke about Valkyrie's horse being named Aragorn, or if he's like, oh, the theme in Marvel is that all Valkyries have horses named after Lord of the Rings
characters. And one pterodactyl. But
then out of anger, Thundersword flies around with his big thunder sword and smashes all the TV studios that he was angry at. And at the end, he breaks down in like yucky, gross tears saying, oh, I destroyed all the places I worked. I have nowhere to go now. I have nowhere to. Yeah. And it is just Jim Stupid being like, well, you burn your bridge. This is what happens when you burn your bridges, Steve Gerber. One day you're going to be crying with nowhere to work. Which is fucking actually happened, unfortunately. Steve Gerber had to come
like shit,
crying back to Marvel to get his job back. That did happen.
This is the debut of the follow-up to the best-selling series you've ever done. Like, this is when you're choosing to take out your petty issues with a former employee.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Unbelievable.
So that's Thundersword.
All right.
Does he ever come back? Does Thundersword ever come back?
Ooh, I'll look that up. Wow. Why don't you tell us what the X-Men are up to?
Let's talk about what the X-Men are doing here on Muir Island.
Oh.
Professor Xavier is startled awake when he senses the Beyonders' arrival. In a panic, he demands Moira McTaggart round up Magneto, the X-Men, and the New Mutants to face him.
Already wrong. Already wrong.
Nope. He telepathically reaches out to warn Captain America, then he passes back out. Sorry, he telepathically reached out to Magneto.
But already, like, fucking, he would never send the New Mutants to fight a god. He doesn't even want the New Mutants to be on missions.
Also entirely true. Yeah. He wouldn't say, well, I mean, maybe if it's a world-ending threat, and he's like, this is the most powerful being ever, we need to send everybody, because they're going to die regardless, right? If they're beyond. Anyway, my issue is that this isn't what happened. He called Magneto. He wasn't strong enough to call any of the X-Men or New Mutants. Magneto had to go gather them.
Yes. Wrong. It is fun to see Legion here just playing with blocks.
Yeah. Is he just hanging out at the mansion now and we just don't see him?
They are not at the mansion.
Oh, right. They're on Muir Island. This is immediately following the events of Legion.
Right. Remember, because the arena with Max Rocker and all of those guys, that happens at the same time as the Legion story. So even though we're talking about
places
10 issues back, they are still in the same time frame.
They're still here. Yeah.
Also, that's why, Sunspot runs into the room. Sunspot shouldn't be there. So, wrong.
Magneto shows up at the mansion to rally the X-Men, but a fight almost breaks out. They decide to trust him for now. They all hop in the rolls and Magneto levitates it off the ground, flying them to LA. This is kind of funny. The rolls just flying across the planet.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
When they get there, he pulls the rest of the New Mutants plus Lila Cheney and Dazzler out of the arena, but Magma and Sunspot refuse to come. We've seen all this. We know this happens.
I know.
And here's the thing. in order to properly read this, like I think I remember the editing or the publishing timelines got messed up here, right? So I couldn't actually buy the Dazzler issue or the New Mutants issue that this is all happening in. I guess it was Beauty and the Beast. And also buy this at the same time to read all the stories continually, right?
Right.
But that's what's so frustrating here is mid-issue, I would have to go from one comic to another, read that chunk until I got to the part that Secret Wars 2 interferes with, go back to Secret Wars 2, read a chunk of it until I have to go back to the original comic to figure out how it was concluded or how we got into the situation we're in.
Yeah.
And then go and finish my Secret Wars 2.
Yeah. It's
so frustrating.
It sucks. Get used to it, man. Get used to it because we are about to enter the era of the crossover.
Okay. Now 11 people packed into the Rolls Royce. The
yeah,
X-Men
what the fuck?
Don't know how to even start looking for the Beyonder.
And 11 people with superhero proportions.
The Rolls at one point is more of a stretch limo. Like it kind of changes depending on the angle
I guess
we're looking at.
Maybe Magneto could do that. Now the glass would shatter.
Well, glass is metal.
What? Excuse me.
Just then, they see Thundersword destroying the TV studios and they take him to be the Beyonder. But before they can attack, he attacks them, splitting their car in half with his Thunder Sword.
Okay.
It's like it's a bolt of lightning on a stick.
Thunder Sword has a Thunder Sword, is the thing.
Their fight takes them into a Mac Burger where Thunder Sword rants about mediocrity and mass media marketing and starts trashing the place. As the destruction spreads, Captain America and Iron Man arrive to help.
Couple lines here. We get invulnerable while blasting number 13. Unfortunately, so
oh my God,
Jim Stupid is familiar with the comics enough to know to include invulnerable while blasting, right?
Yeah, he knows it's a catchphrase.
But
we've found it 13 times.
But he fucking changes it for no reason. He says, I'm almost invulnerable when I'm rocket blasting. Why change it? Like, this seems like the first wrong, but seems like the stupidest little thing for us to complain about, but you have to put yourself into the psyche of Jim Stupid at that moment. He understands what this catchphrase is.
Yeah.
And he says, no, I'm going to write it differently because I think it's better this way.
People aren't going to understand. These the almost and the rocket are just implied. They're implied in his catchphrase.
Well, because he says nigh invulnerable often. And
yes. Yeah.
And blasting, anyone's going to fucking understand what that means. You're watching him blast.
Yeah, he's not coming. It's fucking rocket blasting.
Other thing, he has Magneto call Rogue Rachel.
Oof. That's awkward.
And why is Lila Cheney here? She can't do anything, and she keeps running into battle. Like they're all fighting. Lila Cheney is running into the battle. Why? You can't do anything.
Yeah, or can't she? I thought she was like super strong, or
no
shot lasers or something.
Nope, she can teleport people across the universe.
That's it.
That's her power. She can teleport people across the universe. So like
she can also heist the whole Earth, right? That was
by teleporting it. Yeah.
By teleporting it, you're right.
So
you're right.
I mean, maybe she's good with like a gun or something, but she doesn't have one here. And maybe she has that like mutant, like she's at the peak of human powers because she's a mutant. But she also she's never trained with the X-Men or the New Mutants.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have the ability to do this stuff. It's just, yeah.
She's a pop star. You learn a lot of things, you know?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Choreography.
And I have a feeling
choreography out there.
I have a feeling when she shows up in X-Force in the 90s, we're going to have to just bite the bullet on this point.
What's X-Force?
You know she's just going to show up and is just going to be doing like, you know, triple spin kicks. And, like, and it's just like, okay, fine. I guess she can do this because that's what Rob fucking Liefeld wanted to draw.
The fight continues, but Rachel senses some awesome power nearby, and suddenly the Beyonder appears. Without a word, he jabs his hand into Ileana's chest and transforms her into the Dark Child.
Remember that from...
He senses evil in her.
Remember we had to endure that for that like half of a New Mutants issue a little while back?
Yes.
It is
where they just end up in limbo and resolve the situation and then get back to their New Mutants business.
And that's Chris Claremont, right, responding to this, because this is Jim Stupid, which he'll do so many times throughout the series, going, Chris Claremont, you're taking too long with this Dark Child story.
Yes.
It should happen right now. It should already be happening. And then Chris Claremont gets her back and he's like, nope, not yet. No, it shouldn't. Nope.
Wolverine sees this happening and slashes right through him in a fury. The rest of the X-Men, confused, try to hold him back while Lila teleports them all away.
Because they don't know. Yeah, so okay, Lila has a purpose here. So they don't know that this guy is the Beyonder.
Rachel does, right? Rachel senses it.
Maybe, but Wolverine senses it. And they're like, what are you doing? Why are you attacking a random man?
Yeah.
So I guess where we leave the X-Men here is that they all just had an encounter with the Beyonder. The New Mutants are teleported to Limbo with Ileana being Darkchild, and Dazzler's with them. And the X-Men, which we never get a resolution to, get teleported away by Lila Cheney.
Right.
So like she can only teleport over massively long distances. So they're just in another, fucking star system. And we never remark on it in any
They know how to come back from that. It's all off-panel stuff.
Okay, yeah, sure. She doesn't even know the X-Men. She's never met them before. All right.
One fun thing I thought we could do here, Matt, at the end of each recap. At the end of every issue, the final little strip panel at the bottom tells us what to expect next, like plenty of comic books do.
Okay.
Right? These are absurd. Let me give you an example here with Secret Wars 2 #1. The very final panel here says, next, the story continues and how in New Mutants #30, Captain America #308, X-Men #195, and Iron Man 197, all on sale soon. Don't miss them. 1 month from now,
Jesus Christ,
the threads of the epic saga of the Beyonder are picked up again in Secret Wars 2 #2, which guest stars Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, Power Man, and Iron Fist. Be sure to be here for I'll Take Manhattan.
You can't say it, because then I don't get to say the title next.
Oh, sorry.
I quit.
I'll bleep that out.
All right, let's move on to Secret Wars 2 #2. I'll take Manhattan. I'll take Manhattan, Pat, not you. So Joe Rubenstein helps with inks here, and then the letters are Parker and Rosen, and colorist is M. Hands.
My hands!
Release date May 14th, 1985. Cover date August 1985. No X-Men in this one. So
X-Men free.
The Beyonder stands atop one of the Twin Towers, desperately wanting to experience humanity. Twin Towers jump scare.
Whoops.
Why are clothes? Why is food? What happens when you jump off a tall building? He asks his friend Spider-Man, who doesn't really have answers for him, but teaches him to poop before pawning him off on Reed Richards. All right, let's slow down.
Okay. Yeah, let's pause.
Okay. So he tries to eat food and smashes a glass bottle into his face. And he's like, why are food? And somebody's like, go ask one of your friends. And he's like, my friends?
Friend? Spider-Man.
Best friend is Spider-Man.
Such a funny. I think this is an adorable takeaway from Secret Wars 1 for him. He was like,
he kidnapped a man and forced him to fight other people, and then just like, that's my friend.
He kidnapped several men, though. He kidnapped all of these heroes, just watched them go about their business, and at the end was like, that's Spider-Man. I think he and I really got along. So, yes, of course, we all knew it was coming. Spider-Man teaches the Beyonder to poop. Like you mentioned, Matt, earlier, he visits a hot dog stand. He tries to understand eating. Somebody's like, just put it in your mouth and chew it. And he does that with a Coke bottle and then swallows the Coke bottle.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he eats before Spider-Man teaches him how to poop, because he doesn't know what eating is before that. So he is just, when Spider-Man teaches him how to poop, he is just pooping out glass. Nobody told me that part.
Right.
And that's what he thinks regular pooping is.
And I mean, we're not kidding. He goes to Spider-Man and Spider-Man offers him food and he's like, will that relieve this strange pressure, the fullness I feel in my lower abdomen? And Spider-Man's like,
oh boy,
I think you got to go to the bathroom. And leads him into the bathroom. And then time passes. So not only does he poop, then he comes out, he says, the experience is consummated. Then he says, I shall go to Reed Richards, and then teleports away. I've done it. I'm going to Reed Richards now. Bye.
To be fair, Spider-Man is like, he's asking him all these questions like a toddler, and Spider-Man's like, I don't know, man, go ask Reed Richards. He's the smartest guy on earth. Like, he's just pawning him off. He's saying, please leave me alone.
So another thing I want to talk about here, he models his new body after Captain America, which is funny.
Sure.
Because he's like, people like that body. I'll have that body. And then he talks about how he is going to use his powers to limit himself to only 3 dimensions. Because humans exist in 3 dimensions.
Okay.
Let me just start, and I'll try to be as calm as possible. Humans can perceive 3 dimensions, right? Width, depth, length, right? We exist in as many dimensions as exist.
As there are. Yeah. We still exist in the 4th dimension. We still exist in time and space. We just don't.
At the very least. And whatever the next dimension is, the 5th dimension, we don't stop existing in that. We exist in every dimension. We just only perceive 3 dimensions. So even like a dot exists in all dimensions. It can just only be perceived through the one dimension, right?
So I have a theory about this that I think gets validated as this goes on, which is the Beyonder doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He is stupid and maybe an omnipotent being, but I don't think he has any idea where he actually comes from, and what he's actually able to do, what any of that means.
That's crazy too, because he's supposed to be omnipotent. So granted, he's sequestered in his own little universe, right? And then there's the pinprick, and then he goes through and whatever. When he gets here, if he can perceive every dimension and exists in all dimensions, whatever the fuck that means, if he can experience and manipulate all dimensions, then he has seen and experienced all of time and at once
already.
If you are not limited to perception
linear
and
time,
to linear time, you have if even for one instant, which in one of our instances, right? Our perception of time, you can perceive all dimensions, then you have seen all of time and all of space in that moment.
You have the experience that you need.
Yes. So when he's talking about, so at that point, now you have always then done that. So you can't just start and end. You have already done it and already know what happened when you did it and already have done everything in existence. So again, it feels like I am being nitpicky, geeky about this, right?
I have no problem with that.
But remember, we didn't complain about this when like The Stranger was in the comic, right? Because Roy Thomas or whoever, Stan Lee maybe back then, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Wasn't asking us to. But Jim Stupid is asking us to think about these concepts. And they immediately don't make sense.
Getting them mathematically wrong.
Right. Like immediately. All right. The FF are in the middle of fighting a rage monster or something. I don't know. I'm not following the Fantastic Four. But wrap all that up as they meet the Beyonder. But he wanders off before he can get any questions answered and instead asks a homeless person who gives him some answers and refers him to the Heroes for Hire. Now that's like Jim Stupid sort of like commentary on like, oh, the person, the unhoused person is the wise one.
Yeah. The people on the streets are the ones that really know what's going on. And she's the one that like explains what danger is to him and explains how to get around town and act like a normal guy. Right.
And then she gives him the card of the Heroes for Hire.
She has no idea where it came from. She says, "Where did this come from?" How did she not? How can you?
How do you just get that? Yeah. So Luke and Danny he goes there, and Luke and Danny explain that everything is about cash now and mention the gold standard, which
it's racist. It's the reason it's mentioned is racist.
It's just racist. I mean, he makes Luke Cage so dumb here, right?
Yes.
Like he's like Luke Cage jumps out a window to save the Beyonder because he doesn't know that that's like a god when he goes through the window, and he's like, maybe because I'm heavier than him, right? Like it's all written in jive.
Yeah. Oh my god, and not even the typical Marvel jive. This is like dumbed down. It's offensive.
And he's like, maybe because I'm heavier than him, I'll fall faster than him. Oh, shoot. I'm not gaining on him.
God.
So, and then he's like, see, money is based on gold. And Iron Man's like, Luke, we haven't been on the gold standard for years. Like,
right.
Iron Fist is smart. Luke Cage is dumb is the point here.
Yeah. To Jim Stupid, Luke Cage is just like, is angry, stupid, full of rage, and only cares about money. Like those are the only qualities that are here.
Yeah, thank God a white woman didn't walk by, or that would have become what this comic book was about in that moment.
Yeah.
So the Beyonder turns their entire building into gold as a thank you. The end.
Ugh.
All right.
Can I? There's a thing, and this happened in Secret Wars 1 as well, where Sue Storm Richards is just painted as a selfish, annoying, nagging wife. The only purpose she has is to distract Reed while the Beyonder's trying to talk to her. And the thing that she's distracting him with is like, we need to kill this man because she's very mad at somebody.
Right.
And then when the Beyonder disappears, she's like, why aren't you talking to me? Why aren't you listening to me? Like she's whining the entire time. That was her entire MO through Secret Wars 1. It's just offensive.
This is also where whoever, I think it's the hate monger and some other character who I don't know,
creation of his.
Turn Sue Storm, not a creation of Jim Stupid, it's a creation of whoever's writing the Fantastic Four at this time. Because this is a Fantastic Four plot line that is just
spilling over into Secret Wars 2, number 2.
They turn Sue Storm into Malice. And like, shouldn't that happen in the fucking Fantastic Four comic? Again, is this Jim Stupid just saying, I want this to happen in your comic book? Whoever it is, John Byrne or whoever's writing it at that point. Like, I want this to happen in your comic book, so it's happening now.
Yes. Yeah. And it's not even, it doesn't even happen artfully. It's just like the rage monster,
hate monger
is like, we've got to get Sue Storm. She's the one that will be the key to our victory. And then they just get her. And then she's just, in the next panel, she's Malice.
Yeah.
And then it's resolved. Like, the first you read the first 2/3 of this issue, and suddenly Sue's Malice. And then 2 panels later, she's not. And the editor's note just says, this was all resolved in Fantastic Four. So you have to stop reading this comic, go to Fantastic Four to understand what happened there, and then come back to get the story.
And it seems like very much like Chris Claremont, John Byrne was just like, no, I don't want to do this. I'm fixing it immediately.
Yeah.
And also this is mullet era Sue Storm. That's pretty funny.
That is funny. It's a very funny haircut.
So Beyonder gets beat up by some street toughs who are bullying this homeless woman. And the one guy's name is Charlie Car Crash.
Excellent.
Very good. I'm hoping that Jim Stupid didn't invent it. Here, all right, let's look it up. Charlie Car Crash has 2 appearances. First, Marvel Fanfare number 20. And then Secret Wars 2 number 2. So this was from Heroes for Hire.
This is a Heroes for Hire character.
Yeah, this is his second and last appearance, Charlie Car Crash. So whoever's writing Heroes for Hire at this point is like, nope, Charlie Car Crash is sullied. I can never use Charlie Car Crash again. All right, I will play your game, Pat, and I will read the next up.
Yeah, please let me know.
Next, what will seem like a bad dream for a while anyway to Luke and Danny is all too real to Spider-Man. The story continues in Web of Spider-Man number 6, and from there into Amazing Spider-Man 268. Also, our epic saga spills into Fantastic Four number 282. All 3 of these are on sale soon. Don't miss them. 1 month from now, the threads of our tale are gathered again in Secret Wars number 2, number 3, which guest stars dozens of Marvel stars, including the Avengers. Stars twice in a fucking row. Anyway, including the Avengers. Be here for
Secret Wars 2, number 3. This world is mine.
Yeah.
Back to Layaloha solo inking, Joe Rosen solo lettering, and Christy Shield solo coloring. Release date June 18th, 1985. Cover date September 1985.
No X-Men.
No X-Men in this one. After the Beyonder is propositioned by a sex worker named Toots and makes her a bar of gold, he's accosted in a hotel room by some criminals who teach him about life in exchange for helping them with crimes. This evolves into him wanting more and more control until he subjugates the entire world down to the molecular level.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. He's like, and now I'm even controlling the molecules. They listen to me. What?
What are you
controlling? How are you ruling the molecules?
They worship
dumb
me.
Motherfucker.
He finds himself unsatisfied, so he frees Toots to ask her why. He apparently inspired her to leave sex work and become a waitress, and her gratitude makes the Beyonder realize his mistake, so he frees everyone, erases their memories, and seeks out the Avengers to see why they do what they do.
That was a really long sentence, Pat. Do you think you should have maybe broken that up into several sentences?
No, I love challenging myself with longer and longer sentences. He comes back hours later, depressed because he fucked it all up, but with an idea, and decides he must see Matt Murdock.
Oh, okay. So
he's like, I need a lawyer.
This leads to the issue that Jim Stupid just stole from Denny O'Neil.
Yes.
Because Daredevil does not show up in Secret Wars 2 ever.
Not at all. Just a mention of him here, where the Beyonder is like, I think I'm going to need a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
No reason for needing one. He comes back. He ruins whatever the Avengers were doing. He comes back and says, "Boy, that got ugly. I should go find a lawyer. How about Matt Murdock?"
Yeah.
And then we never see him.
So this issue has some problematic stuff and some stupid stuff, right?
Yes.
But this is the first issue that's kind of enjoyable. Like, there's a story here. There's a solid beginning, middle, and end. And it's kind of fun. I mean, it gets absurd and stupid, but it's kind of fun to see a simple concept spin out of control.
Yeah, it's fairly self-contained, and I'll tell you, it's got very few Marvel superheroes in it. Mostly they're just mentioned by name, and we get Jarvis for a while.
Yeah, true. Okay. Opens up with the Beyonder frying a cop's brain by showing him the entirety of the universe. Very funny.
That is funny. He's
but he's also the premise of this is that he's extremely tired, and he's going around asking people what he should do about that he's tired.
Yeah.
And of course he comes to a sex worker and says, like, I need to sleep. And she's like, hey, how about we go to a hotel room and I help you relax, right?
Of course.
The amount of being human is so variable in this series, right? Because he's like, oh, I made myself human because I want to experience what it's like to be a human. So I blocked off all my godly powers and made myself into a human, to the point where I'm experiencing things. I made my body so human, I'm experiencing things that I don't understand. Like, I couldn't have made myself experience these because I don't get them. I just made a body so accurate that it's experiencing them. Like having to poop, having to eat, being tired. But he still like flies and walks through walls and shit.
They explain a part where we know he knows how to work a door, but then there's other parts where he's just walking through doors and walls.
Yeah. So this explains Jim Stupid's view of cities. He's like, oh, they're just dens of crime and filth.
Yeah. Everyone he talks to in this part of the city is some sort of criminal. Even the motel owner, when he checks into a motel to get some rest, is like, oh, I should rob this guy.
He's like, I won't charge you anything because he looks rich and I'll go get it. I'll steal stuff from him in the night. And then Toots falls in love with him. Why? What is there to love? There's nothing. This is.
Yeah. He's just outwardly is a personality-less being. He just doesn't understand anything. He hasn't had experiences. There's not a person there.
This is back to the Dazzler bullshit, right? Where Jim Stupid fucking thinks that women fall in love with men based on their looks and their money. And or just not even that sometimes, just because they're there. If a woman meets a man, she falls in love with him.
Yeah,
or thinks he's a crummy geek, right? Like those are the only two things women can think about men. I love you, or you're a freaking loser.
It's so frustrating.
So these criminals teach him about life. Like this is where he learns how to be human. They teach him about clothes and eating and money and all sorts of stuff, right? They teach him about gadgets. And it turns out he really loves
gadgets. The guy loves Sky Mall.
He loves vegetable processors. So he spends so much time, and this happens throughout the series, and it's the only like funny running joke.
It's a good bit.
Which is that he just loves blending carrots in a Cuisinart. And so a lot of times it'll just cut to him and he's just blending carrots. And people are like, why are you doing that?
I love gadgets. I'm a gadget guy.
It's very funny that he's just like, he'll be driving along in a car and just in the passenger seat blending carrots.
Yeah. So yeah, he falls in. He also starts picking up like mafia sensibilities from these guys too. So his idea at this point is the purpose of being mortal is to accumulate power.
Mm-hmm.
That's the lesson that he learned. And so he's like, oh shit, over time, he's like, oh, well, I already have all that power. What if I just controlled everything and puts everyone in the world under his spell?
And including Molecule Man's popcorn.
Yes.
Molecule Man is sitting there and he's like, wait, somebody's controlling my popcorn, because he can see on the molecular level that it's being controlled. And so then he frees Volcana from
his mind control.
His
molecular mind control. You know who else is worshipping the Beyonder, Matt?
Reagan Watch!
Reagan Watch, Ronald Reagan, twice.
Yeah. There's a scene where he's like twitchy and hunched over, and he's like bending at the knee to the Beyonder. And there's another scene where he's like, all the powerful beings on Earth are humbling themselves before me. And it's all these superheroes and supervillains and Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, who of course is a superhero to Jim Stupid.
So this is where Beyonder settles on his look, which is, he's got the body of Captain America, kind of the face of Captain America, but a black Jerry curl.
A black Jerry curl,
like
a perm, if you will.
He says he blames it. He says he modeled it after Michael Jackson, and he wears like a disco suit. Yeah,
they call it a mod suit, and then they compare it to what Duran Duran wears. And I think that's pretty good, like a big sort of puffy parachute pants, windbreaker, and a trench coat or something over it.
Yeah, something. And the last concept that I want to explain here is Jim Stupid's take on sex workers.
Right.
Which, when he first meets her, she seems very humanistic, right? Like it's not complimentary, but it's also not very insulting until the end when he meets her again. And she's like, you taught me to be a good person and stop hating myself, so I don't have to be a, quote, sleaze anymore. So Jim Stupid's take on sex workers is that they're not good people, they hate themselves, and they're sleazy.
Right. They don't have worth until they're no longer a sex worker.
Mm-hmm.
Gross. The one other concept I want to touch on is a character from Transformers makes an appearance.
Right. Yes, her first appearance.
What?
So, okay, Bob Budiansky demanded that this character, Circuit Breaker, makes her first appearance in Secret Wars 3 a month before Transformers 9 so that Marvel can claim the ownership of the character. So...
Okay. Oh, so it was a licensing thing.
Yes. So now Marvel owns Circuit Breaker, who this was her only appearance. Like they've now decided, like you can look her up in the like Transformers wiki, and it's like this is a different character.
Yeah. She is now, because eventually they moved Transformers to an alternate universe.
Yes.
But Circuit Breaker, because of this comic, is just somebody that exists in this universe.
Yes.
And talks about Transformers, even though they're not something that exists here.
Yes. So yeah, it's like when somebody else had this concept for She-Hulk and Stan Lee was like, actually, I'm going to write the first issue just so he could get the credit for the creation of
right.
She-Hulk.
Yeah.
That's what's happening here with Circuit Breaker. It sucks.
Not a bad issue, though. It's like you said, a story from start to finish, which we can't really say about most of these.
In between two panels, he also transports to an Avengers story and ruins it and then comes back.
Next, Matt, this story continues in Daredevil number 223, where in the services of Nelson and Murdoch, attorneys at law are retained by the One from Beyond. And in Hulk number 312, wherein the One from Beyond learns of the many other dimensions and hidden realms which are part of our many-layered universe, Asgard, the Dark Dimension, and Mephisto's realm, to name a few, and also learns the length and breadth of a man's soul trapped in the body of a savage green Goliath. How's that for a long sentence?
God damn it.
In Avengers number 260, find out just what happened in the Skrull Galaxy. It's not a pretty sight. 1 month from now, the threads of the epic saga of the Beyonder are gathered again in Secret Wars 2 number 4, which guest stars the Avengers, sort of, Alpha Flight, and the cast of Rom briefly, and the Dazzler. Do not miss.
Oh boy. Secret Wars 2 number 4, Love is the Answer. Rubenstein comes back for inks. Joe Rosen and friends are the letterers, and Max Scheel is the colorist. Release date July 16th, 1985. Cover date October 1985. All right, the Beyonder is hooking up with some Nepo baby movie star who thinks she loves him, but he doesn't care. He says goodbye to her forever and then goes off to undo some things that happened to Thor while he flies through the air in a Ferrari. Boy, he's
flying Ferrari.
Again, just Jim Stupid. This is a woman falls in love with a man just because he's there. Just because he's a man.
Yeah. He's there. He's rich.
And yet another fucking Thor thing, or another fucking storyline that Jim Stupid's like, I don't like where that's going. I changed it.
Oh my God. He fucking, what is it? The giant elf of
Algrim the elf.
Algrim the elf. The Beyonder is just like, oh, look, this character is dead. He was killed by Thor. Wouldn't it be interesting if I brought him back to life and sent him to attack Thor?
Walter! Wouldn't it be interesting if I did that? Walt Simonson!
And then I do love, not to spoil anything, but I don't think we cover it in our updates here. The conclusion of this is that Algrim never finds Thor. He just finds Beta Ray Bill because Beta Ray Bill is dressed as Thor at the time, and they fight. Because Thor's off doing something else. He's got a different story to tell right now.
Yeah. So Beyonder's is intercepted by the Air Force. He steals one of their jets in midair and flies to Denver to visit Owen to see if he can find more answers about the meaning of life. Seeing Owen and Marcia so happy in their relationship, the Beyonder decides to go find some love of his own. He returns to that heiress, Sharon Ing, who has killed herself at the thought of never seeing him again. Yeah, great. Fucking great. So he brings her back to life just to reject her again and tell her that love isn't real. He needs somebody that will love him for real. And he chooses, fucking obsession, Dazzler.
Of course.
Yeah.
He tells Sharon that her love's not real, that she just loves him for shallow reasons. And then is like, I'm going to go form my own crush and make her love me.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
It's just very Jim Stupid.
Also, he restores her to life, but makes her still have a headache. She's like, oh, my head. Like, you just restored her on a molecular level. Yeah, he just decided she would have a headache. Like,
did you go like 95%?
Dazzler's in the custody of a bounty hunter. Man, it is a weird Dazzler story. It's the Archie Goodwin Dazzler.
Yeah, she's in a truck with a man named OZ and his dog.
And his dog who eats cigars. It's a very weird story. So she's in the custody of a bounty hunter when she disappears and is suddenly teleported to space to meet the Beyonder. She attacks him, right? But then he explains his whole deal. He shows her the most beautiful parts of the galaxy while telling her that he's chosen her to love. But she rejects him and demands to be taken back to Earth. Normal.
Yes, this all makes sense. She attacks him. He talks and she's like, no, thank you. Please take me home.
Yes. This is just, again, Jim Stupid having a crush on Dazzler. It's just, he already did this in the original graphic novel. And he's like, I want to do it again.
And he takes, we'll get to it at the end. Sorry, go ahead.
He takes her back, but continues to try to woo her, taking her to Central Park, Rio de Janeiro, Paris, and finally a secluded mountaintop where somehow she's swayed by him. This is exactly like the fucking guy from, I can't remember his name, but the guy from Dazzler, the movie, the novel.
Yeah, the like aging movie star.
Yeah, it's exactly
the Ronald Reagan type.
So they kiss. She wakes up to breakfast next morning in his mansion, where it thankfully doesn't appear. It appears that they slept separately. Fucking thankfully.
Oh, I assumed they boned down.
Yeah, I mean, also
because the Beyonder already knows what that is. In issue 3, he's throwing orgies.
That's true. Well, no. So she asks how she got here, and all his like housemaids are like, we took you in and we undressed you and we put you to bed in your own room. The master, like the master brought you here. We put you to bed. So I think it is. But also, they kiss on top of a butt.
Oh, yeah. They're just a secluded, lonely butt.
Just Jim Stupid being like, I can do a better romantic kiss on top of a butt story than you, Chris Claremont.
No, you can't.
No. So he leaves her at the mansion, promising he'll be back that night. He has to go retrieve a gift for her.
Retrieve a gift?
In the next moment, he's at the West Edmonton Mall. Remember this? He's helping to resolve Alpha Flight number 27. He spars with Alpha Flight and then grabs Shaman's medicine pouch. He expands it to get Talisman out. We saw all this in Alpha Flight. And then reaches in to pull out a ring for Dazzler. This
is maddening.
Yeah.
This, like, if we go back to Alpha Flight number 27 and remembering that it would be impossible to get Talisman out. Like, this was going to be their next big thing that they had to do, was rescue her. The Beyonder shows up and he's just like, oh, let me just expand the size of the pouch. Now it's big enough for her to get out of. There's not even like a struggle to solve this. He just makes it bigger, pulls her out and makes it smaller.
It's him responding.
What's the point of a crossover? There's no point for a crossover there.
It's him responding to John Byrne's line of dialogue from Shaman, where he's like, I can't pull anything out of the pouch that's bigger than its mouth. And so Jim Stupid's like,
I can make it bigger.
Okay, I made it bigger. Done. Done. It's almost like he thinks that these comic books are all just series of things for him to solve, not stories people are telling.
Yes. Yeah. He's...
When he returns with it, Dazzler's storming out of the mansion. She has a life to live, a career. She's not ready to give that up just to be his wife or whatever.
Pause. He brings back a ring. Like, he reaches into Shaman's pouch, which contains mystical items as well as its own, like, pocket universe. He pulls out what must be some sort of magic relic, right? Yeah. A ring. He had it on his mind. He was like, I know a gift that I'm going to get her that is more special than any mortal on earth could provide to her. And then she's like, I don't want it. And he just tosses it aside. What was that ring? What was that?
Yeah. Why did we
see? Why not even just give it a name? Just tell me what the ring is.
Why do it at all? Yes. Yeah. Like, is it a special ring? Is it not a special ring? Is it anything? Is any of this anything?
There was no reason for any of this to happen. He could have just continued with the Dazzler storyline.
He counters by teleporting her to her own sold-out show. Like, oh, you want a career? Here it is. But she explains this is not what she wants. She wants to earn it. He just doesn't understand. Then the Avengers show up announcing he's too powerful to be allowed to roam the Earth. They start fighting, and Star Fox, of all people, takes him out by stimulating his pleasure centers, leaving him dazed.
Weirdest fucking era of the Avengers. It's what? Star Fox, it is Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, Hercules,
Black
and
Knight.
Captain America, and Black Knight. That's right.
The techno Black Knight, the one who can do all, like, who rides like a mechanical horse.
As somebody that started reading comics in the 90s, a cast of characters that I am entirely unfamiliar with.
Yeah. I knew Black Knight and Captain America. And I mean Hercules, but only because like
because I knew the mythical character.
Yeah, exactly. So before they can strike a killing blow, because like at this point, since he is in a human body, he's just in bliss. So he's helpless.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny power. Oh, I can just make him come.
Dazzler steps back in to protect him, dazing all the Avengers, and the two escape together. Beyonder reveals, though, that those were fake Avengers he created to test her love. And she's okay with it.
She's okay with it.
That's exactly what that fucking guy did when he faked the heart attack.
What is it? Beat for beat. Mm-hmm. Just it wasn't the Avengers.
Now Dazzler's worried that she's not good enough for the Beyonder, being just a regular human. So he gives her half of his power. They soar through the universe together and make out as gods until suddenly Dazzler rejects him again and flies off. He gives chase, and she explains she doesn't truly love him. She's swayed by all the experiences and power, but ultimately it's not real love. She rejects his power, but being so high up in the air plummets to her death.
Did this happen to Jim Dumbshit? Like, did he woo somebody with a lot of money and gifts, and then ultimately they were like, it's very nice, but I don't love you?
I'm sure this
seems to happen a lot in his stories.
Jim Dipshit 20 times in his life. Because who would love that man for his shining personality and brains?
Whoa.
Beyonder rages out.
Jim Shooter catching strays.
Beyonder rages out, destroying an entire galaxy before taking a deep breath and reanimating Dazzler to life. This time, she loves him truly, explaining that she realized this while she was dead. But the Beyonder knows the truth. He's bending her will to love him, which is not the true love he's looking for. He releases her and wipes her memory and most of the experience. Heartbroken. The end. Fucking... Okay, Reagan Watch.
Right.
He's talking about desire, and he's like talking about all the characters who have desires. So like the Silver Surfer has a desire to
leave the Earth,
to be free from Earth, and some girl named Cindy Adams has a desire to get the dire wraith out of her brain. And he equates
Space Night.
He equates those two things to Ronald Reagan desires to do tax reform.
These are all good things.
These are all equal things. You want to be
equally important to life.
There's some brief vague homophobia when he's talking to Shannon Ing about all the different people he could love, and she's like, but some of those are men.
They flirt a little bit with concepts of sexuality and gender here, where the Beyonder's response is like, yeah, well, I'm not actually a man or a woman, and so I can appear as either, and I can love either. What about the straight woman that I could marry?
But I like to be a man, and there's a straight woman, so I'm gonna do her.
Yeah. Just Jim Stupid thinking he's being pretty righteous and taking a stand of some sort by being like, he could be gay, but he's not. Say, I'm not such a bad guy.
Oh my God. Also, he says at some point that he loves Dazzler because he can see into her soul, and he's a god. So once again, souls exist. Souls exist. Marvel canon.
Souls confirmed. Yeah. There's a few monologues here that give you some real insight into his dipshit thought process, right? Which is the Beyonder just being like, I love this woman and I can make her love me, and I love when she loves me. I can essentially just, like a character in a story, make her love me with all of her heart, but I know that love's not real. And it's great when she loves me. It's amazing, and it makes me feel whole and complete, but it's not real. It's not real. Like he just has to, this is him reflecting on the problematic relationship he has with this character.
Yeah. All right, Pat, I think we have 5 whole issues to go.
Yeah.
So why don't we
Let's
skip
go.
the big next boxes?
No.
We've got to. It's so long.
Just read it fast. The story continues in Dazzler number 40 as Alison Blair discovers that her involvement with the One from Beyond is far from over in an action-packed thriller. There are major ramifications from the Beyonders' encounter with Alpha Flight, which are explored in
You're
Alpha
not
Flight
even
number
halfway
28.
through.
You'll have to see the starting kind of... 1 month from now, the threads of our epic saga are gathered again in the Secret Wars 2 number 5, featuring X-Men, the New Mutants, the Avengers, more. Be sure to be here for Secret Wars 2 number 5, Despair. Leia Loha and Rubenstein inkers, Rosen and Parker letters, and my hands colorist. Release date August 13th, 1985. Cover date November 1985. This is a fun one, actually. After the Beyonder deconstructs a train that almost hits him.
This is the first appearance of somebody.
One 13-year-old girl who was riding the train to Westchester, New York, chases him down because he must be a mutant like her. Her name is Tabitha, but she calls herself Boom Boom.
Boom Boom is here!
And she ran away from an abusive father back home. She demonstrates her power, the ability to create tiny balls of energy that explode on a delay like time bombs.
She's like, I call myself Time Bomb. No, you call yourself Boom Boom. Remember, you just told us that. You don't call yourself Time Bomb. You call yourself Boom Boom. Shut up.
Over a campfire, Beyonder tells Boom Boom about what happened with Dazzler, and she tries to tell him that he's looking at life all wrong. He's clearly trying to make himself miserable, and his desire to give up is kind of pathetic. You can't unlive what you've already lived. Regardless, he disappears, leaving her alone once more.
I just realized what this issue's about, and we'll talk about it at the end.
Okay. He retreats to his dimension and finds himself unsatisfied with his ability to make or do or be anything now that he's tasted humanity. And then suddenly a bomb goes off in his back pocket.
Yes!
That cursed little...
That's so good.
Funny.
How did he give writing responsibilities over to somebody else? Why is this issue good?
Yeah. Why is this story within this issue good?
Yeah,
there's
right.
Other things that happen here that are very bad. But
Fair enough. Yeah, why is this Boom Boom stuff so good?
Boom Boom is hitching on I-95 when a fancy car pulls up and the Beyonder offers her a ride. When they get to Xavier's mansion, Boom Boom knocks on the door and tries to explain to Peter why she's there, but they see the Beyonder in the car beyond her and charge past to fight him. They're a little confused because, as we find out, they were psionically coerced into attacking him by Rachel.
Jesus Christ.
But Boom Boom doesn't know that, so she runs off crying, feeling rejected once again. That's, important X-Men moment, right? Rachel
controls like just everybody because she's scared of the Beyonder and she wants everyone to attack him. And an important moment where Boom Boom is feels rejected by the X-Men immediately upon trying to join them. And that's going to inform Boom Boom's relationship with the X-Men for like a long time.
Sure. And I'll grant that Rachel manipulated them, which is why they kind of like ran past her. But she was in the middle of trying to explain to Colossus, who answered the door, that she was a mutant. And he was just kind of like, fuck off. Before they notice the Beyonder, she comes to the door. Yes. She knocks. Colossus answers. It's very like Rogue. And he's just like, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
He's like, are you sure you have the right house? And then Rachel's like, it's him, it's the Beyonder. And then she forces everyone to run past Boom Boom.
But like the first thing she does is explain her mutant powers and be like, I think I found the place I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, why is he not like... Why is he not like, hey, why don't you come inside? Door. I mean, even if he wants to keep the secret because he doesn't know who she is, right? He'd say, why don't you come inside and sit down? He might maybe even like, I think you're confused. Why don't you come inside and sit down? I will talk to the professor of the school and we'll see if we can straighten you out. and then go talk to the professor and say, hey, a mutant is here. You know?
Yeah.
There was a time when they were desperate
But-
to get any fucking mutant to join.
Right. they were hunting them. Boom Boom, rejected, runs into the woods, calling for the Beyonder. She makes the biggest bomb she can and sets it for 30 seconds. If he doesn't show up, she's going to take the easy way out. She calls. He doesn't show up. So, tears in her eyes, she hugs the bomb close to her chest. It explodes.
Actually moving scene.
Boom Boom's dead. That's it.
Yeah, so if you... eventually they'll create another character called Boom Boom and she'll join X-Force. And no, what happens next?
When the smoke clears, Boom Boom is standing there unharmed, the Beyonder in front of her. Giving up on Xavier's school, they hop in a car and Beyonder flies them to the headquarters of the Celestials. Boring. When he threatens to destroy the universe and beats up all the Celestials for entertainment, Boom Boom gets pissed. He tries to make her pretty, then older than a human, and she's even more pissed.
I think it's cool that canonically Boom Boom is kind of weird looking.
Yeah, and proud of it.
Yes. Yeah, like, no, I like being a little ugly.
She demands he return her to Earth and leave her alone, so he does. She calls the Avengers, telling them that the universe is in danger, because he legitimately was like, oh, I can beat up the Celestials, no problem. I could destroy the universe.
Yeah. Hey, watch me. Isn't this cool?
Wait.
Isn't this cool, little girl?
Yeah. So she goes back to their camp and calls him. When he shows up, she hugs him, but slips a bomb into his back pocket and runs away, signaling an army of Marvel heroes to attack. During the fight, she slips away into the woods. The end.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I think I know what this issue is about.
Okay. Yeah.
This is where Jim Stupid is starting to have doubts. He's writing this comic and he's like, I think this sucks and I should stop writing it. And so he creates a character to talk him into continuing to write it.
Oh my God, you're absolutely right.
The entire time. Yeah.
The Beyonder is our analog for Jim Stupid, and he's just the entire time he's saying, I should just give up. There's no reason I have to finish this weird quest I'm on. It was kind of vain. I really miss just my regular old gig.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's just kind of like,
no, mister.
No, you've got to keep going. You should never give up on anything, which is not true. But you should never give up on anything. And she has really good reasons for it. In her life. This is the fucking weird thing. It is like this other character's talking through his fucking brain because her reasons for keeping going are cool and informed by this like character backstory that's cool and good and make her an interesting person. And yet the way the Beyonder interprets them is dumb and ridiculous.
And then the Avengers just let him go at the end. They fight
Everybody keeps fucking letting him go. Like, oh, we couldn't.
Not that they could stop him, but at this point, like, he's just dejected. This happens in Secret Wars 1, too, where they beat him, sort of, but he's just like, oh, this sucks. And so Captain America is like, oh, that's a broken man there. We should
leave him go. Let him be. He's had enough. And it's so dumb. And so much time passes in these 9 issues, right? There are superheroes who are just going about their daily business knowing that this thing is happening, this like threat to all of existence is just wandering around with a brain of a baby. And they're just like, I'm going to do other stuff. Absurd.
He also expounds more and more about how he can't rely on Dazzler's love because it's not real. Just over and over again. I can write it as much as I want. I can make her love me as much as I want, but remember, idiot, that's not real love.
Yeah, it's just his fucking therapist, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, Dazzler's not real, Jim, Dazzler's not real.
Did you see the pickup artist guy is now in love with an AI chatbot?
Oh, wow. That is the perfect end to that story.
Speaking of. Next, the story continues in powerful fashion in The Thing number 30, wherein Ben Grimm battles the Beyonder one-on-one in a death match in Doctor Strange number 74 and in the Fantastic Four 285. 1 month from now, the threads of our cosmic saga are gathered again in Secret Wars number 6, which guest stars Cloak and Dagger, Power Pack, Thor, Beta Ray Bill, and virtually all of Marvel's Ultra comic entities. Eon, the In-Betweener, the Living Tribunal, Chaos Order, Galactus Death, and many more. That is the abbreviated version. I skipped a lot. Don't miss, Matt.
Yes.
Don't miss.
Secret Wars 2, number 6, Life Rules.
Life rules.
Rick Parker does the letters and Mini Hands. Oh!
My mini hands.
Mini
My little
Hands
mini
does the
hands.
colors. Release date September 17th, 1985. Cover date December 1985. The Beyonder builds a huge complex in rural Indiana, which captures the attention of a newspaper. What is
He's
he?
like a reporter, but also he's the editor and I think the owner of the paper.
His name's Dave. He joins forces with the Beyonder, trying to run PR for him as an omniscient being after being shown the hierarchy of Marvel's cosmic gods.
So it's a little unclear, Matt. I think you could make that a little more cohesive. Essentially, Dave sees this giant complex built on what used to be a farm, and he says, I got to go check this out. This will be a great story. And the Beyonder is like, you have no idea what life is. You have the things that you can't perceive are unfathomable. Like they are infinite. Here is the structure of the gods of this universe and shows them like eternity and death and Mephisto and all that, the hierarchy of gods in the Marvel universe. And Dave is just like, oh shit, can I work for you? And so his whole drive, because in Jim Stupid's mind, this is all the press does. His drive is like, hey, we can make you look real good. Yeah. Doesn't matter what you've done. We'll make sure everybody thinks you're a hero.
Beyonder explains these gods as the eternal struggle between life and death and persuades the Beyonder to join the battle on the side of life. He starts saving the world left and right. There's a Power Pack cameo.
He saves Power Pack.
And he saves Power Pack, and he's like, these kids are wise beyond their years, especially that young Alex. Julie's the wise one, you sexist piece of shit.
Fucking idiot. I love that he flies off like, so long, kids. It's like for the 3 panels that the Power Pack are involved, it's a kid's comic.
Meanwhile, that's the fucking thing. So much of this comic, it talks to you like you're a child, and yet it's a comic with like sex work and like these heavy, or attempting to be heavy philosophical like, who is this for? Meanwhile,
what are you trying to say?
Meanwhile, Uatu the Watcher shows up at Owen and Marsha's apartment, telling them they must stop the Beyonder. He's on a dangerous course. The Avengers show up at the Beyonder's door to tell him the same thing, but end up accelerating the inevitable endpoint of all this. The Beyonder is going to eliminate death. And then they just kind of shrug and fucking leave. It's like, what is it? It's Mr. Fantastic and Captain America. And they're like, all right, well, if he's not going to listen, I'm not going to keep talking. And then they walk away.
They visit him twice to be like, hey, we know you're saving a lot of lives, but with the amount of power that you have, you're probably going to turn evil at some point. So Keep us posted.
Yeah. He invites Death to dinner, strikes a deal with her to drink some sort of death poison, and also completely unclear why she agrees to this. She's just like, oh, yeah, you want me to stop existing?
Like,
okay.
We struck a deal.
But before she can consume it, Mephisto attacks, and the rest of the gods show up to try to convince him this is a bad idea. But Dave has gone a little crazy, gives Death the cocktail, she drinks it, and is gone. Death is over. As soon as Owen notices, because a flower won't die, he shows up and convinces the Beyonder that this was the wrong decision. To solve the problem, they turn Dave into Death, and everything's back to normal. But now, the Beyonder is mad. What the heck is he even gonna do now?
He is. At the end, he's just like, well, now I've got nothing to do.
Yeah.
I thought we were eliminating Death, but apparently that's a bad idea.
Jim Stupid's just flailing at this point. Like,
also, if you don't know what to do, you just eliminated Death. There are thousands of story possibilities that could blossom out of that and actually make this into a whole story if you needed something to explore for the rest of this issue.
Whatever the fuck, this is when it's so clear that whatever Jim Stupid was trying to do, he has lost control. He has lost track of it. He has no clue what to do. Like, he even has the Beyonder say it, as we just said. He has no clue what his plans are for this fucking comic book. And I don't even know what this one was. What is the point of this thing?
Media bad.
It's about the media? I thought, what's this whole point about Death?
I think this is a rant about media. I think the Death stuff is to set us up for the ultimate message at the end here.
But he's trying to say Death is important also. Like, there's a reason that it is Death that he's talking about. But like,
yes.
Is it that simple of a message? He's saying something that philosophically dumb, which is just,
yes, I think
Death is important.
You think you want to get rid of Death, but wouldn't it be bad? Huh?
We could have avoided all of this if Jim fucking Shooter would have just bought an Intro to Philosophy textbook. And that would have gotten it all out of his system.
There are a couple funny moments with Dave here. He never gets a last name. His name is just Dave. And
Dave the Death.
He gets really into the idea of killing Death. Like, at first he's like, I don't know, man. I'm just a Dave. Small town news reporter.
I'm just a small town Dave.
But the Beyonder convinces him, and then the gods show up, convince Beyonder not to kill Death. But Dave's like, don't listen to him, man. I'll set this off right here. And he's wielding this cocktail that will kill Death like it's a Molotov cocktail, and he's about to throw it at her.
He becomes the fucking Lester the Unlikely. He's like, I'm the hero now.
Yeah. And then they just turn him into Death.
Yeah, fucking. This might have been the dumbest issue so far.
This is pretty pointless. It's the image that we see of all the collection of the Marvel god beings must be directly ripped off the walls at the Marvel editorial office, right? This is their chart of who everybody is.
Yes.
That he pops in. This was just to say, there's more stuff here.
And this is where Al Milgram's art really takes a nosedive. The way he draws each of these like godlike characters sucks ass.
Which is a shame. I will say let's say this issue and the issue before it.
I think the Boom Boom issue was well drawn.
It was okay.
Yeah, okay.
There's one panel in the Dazzler issue where they're kissing as gods that I thought was interesting. It's like cosmic, it's creative. Their faces kind of merge together, but they're actually collections of light and stars. It's neat. Yeah, and then in the last issue, when they visit the celestial planet, there's a bunch of weird little guys, a bunch of just like...
Oh yeah, there's a little alien who's
Star Wars
mouth...
Cantina style aliens.
There's an alien whose mouth is a trash can.
Yes.
And he's just a little weird guy who loves eating trash.
He eats trash.
He's like the human carpet in New York.
But then, yeah, clearly by, November or September, they're getting rushed on this and everything has to be
or Jim Stupid just
suck.
Like, make it bad. You don't get it. I want this to be bad.
Draw it again. Again.
It's so ridiculous also that you have superheroes, you have the genius level intellect of Reed Richards and the immortal wisdom of Captain America, and nobody can make a good enough argument. These like literal gods talking to him, and nobody can make a good enough argument to him for why death should exist. Until the Molecule Man does. The Molecule Man is somehow smarter and more charismatic than all of the people I just named.
Hey, you be nice to the Molecule Man.
And
he's my favorite guy in
was
this
comic.
comic.
Whole thing just fucking Jim Stupid was like, I don't like that death is a lady in the Marvel Universe. It should be a man.
Oh, maybe. Or maybe it's an extension of his metaphor here that the media is destroying this country. The mainstream media.
Oh, so of course a media man is death.
Ultimately, he's death. He's going to be the one that kills us all.
I hate this comic book.
Well, if you hated that book, Matt, you're going to hate this book.
Yeah.
Secret Wars 2 number 7, Charge of the Dark Brigade.
Man, there's a plot line in this issue that I like in concept. Sort
but
of.
Not in execution.
But not in execution at all. No.
Lealoha inking by himself. Rosen and his friends are lettering. Juliana Ferreter.
He just calls his neighbor.
Release date October 15th, 1985.
Speaking of lettering, I am so sorry. We have to go back one because fucking in the last issue, there was so much text on a couple of these pages that
oh my God.
He ditched the lettering entirely and used a typewriter.
This is Rick Parker, who lettered the last one. I cannot imagine the back and forth argument that this must have been of him being like,
it can't fit.
There's not enough space. Do you see these ornate borders you made me put on every panel to make these? They're taking up all the space.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's impossible for me to letter that small.
You wrote way too much for this issue. And Jim Stupid's like, you know what? I'm going to fucking prove you wrong.
And he's just like size 6 font.
He takes fucking Al Milgram's original art and sticks it into his own typewriter.
It's so stupid. And it's so jarring, the jump. And he does it again, I believe, in this issue.
In this issue, yeah.
Mephisto is scared that the Beyonder will kill Death again, so he gathers a bunch of villains to fight him, along with a machine he powered with energy he stole from the Beyonder himself.
Okay.
Keep up. He convinces Juggernaut to join his quest by promising to get Cassidy Keep back for his best buddy Black Tom. Oh, Juggernaut.
Some Juggernaut Black Tom shit.
Signing contracts with the demon to get his best friend a gift. He also somehow gets Emma Frost to join him.
Yeah. What?
Meanwhile,
she's just in the background. It's like, oh, Emma Frost is there. In what way would she? Fuck it.
So in this era, Mephisto and Death are an item, by the way. They're dating. And so at the beginning of this issue, Mephisto is like, oh, Death, my love, I'm so happy to have you back, but we have to deal with the Beyonder because he might kill you again. And I couldn't live with that. I love you so much. Does he know that's Dave now? This isn't the same person.
That's illegal in Marvel. Mephisto.
Meanwhile, Beyonder is just sitting on an island thinking, and it's inspiring a weird movement they call the Think System. Rachel Summers wants to take him down, but Magneto says they should leave him alone because he's doing literally nothing. He's just thinking. I think this is like a shot at wellness gurus, right?
Which I like. Hey, yeah, take them down, man. Wellness gurus are they're ridiculous, and they do shit this dumb.
They're scammy, but also if that's the message you're trying to send, why make thinking the thing that they're doing to better themselves?
I think just to be stupid, like as they're doing literally nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which most wellness stuff does to your body, literally nothing. But
it comes across as like, isn't introspection dumb?
But it's also just funny. Like, this would be in anybody else's hands, it's a good plot line to have the main villain, the godlike villain, spend the whole thing, like the plot builds around him as he just sits on the corner of an island and thinks.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that did kind of happen at the start of Secret Wars 1 too, right? Where Galactus was just up on a hill. And then it turned out he was doing something.
He was building
stupid. He was
super
building a spaceship or whatever. Yeah.
But this continues our metaphor, right? Jim Stupid spent months probably between last issue and this issue going, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with this fucking comic book. I don't know what to do next.
I guess the character can do this.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess he can just think for a while.
He's me. He's me. He is me. So he spent this time. He also spent this time thinking. Yes. Got it.
So because of some stuff, the Thing is there to protect Beyonder from Mephisto's army with enhanced strength. His strength disappears as Juggernaut is the last one standing. Juggernaut beats the Thing's whole ass. Mephisto's plan fails. The Beyonder decides his new role is to teach others about their purpose in life.
Okay.
It's pretty tenuous how he gets there, but yeah, now his purpose is to help others discover their own purpose.
Jim Stupid one thing that really comes across in Secret Wars 2 is this guy thinks human beings, every human besides himself, is so stupid.
Yeah.
He thinks he is the smartest man on Earth, and everybody else on the planet is so fucking stupid.
And so what he's saying here is, thank God I use that power to help others. I made all of you, my writing and artistic staff.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and we know he would say out loud in this era that he was better at writing comic books than anybody else on staff.
Yes. Yeah. This is very...
So we're not even
reflective of him.
We're not even reaching to come to this conclusion. We're just stating facts about him. He thinks he's smarter than everyone else on Earth. And this is what this comic is about. So, a couple things. The Thing can swim? He's rocks.
I think that's canon, though. I'm pretty sure he can swim. And yeah, they made him swim across a lake or whatever.
I want somebody
mutantmenacepod@gmail.com
to show me an example of the Thing swimming in another comic book.
Yeah. That's curious.
Number 2.
Yeah. I have some physics questions as well when you're done.
Okay. Number 2. So the whole army of villains, right? Their whole point was they attacked to get his essence to put it in the machine. But then I am also, yes, every time they touch him, it sucks a bit of him off it sucks him off so they can take it and put it in the machine.
No, you're wrong, but continue.
I'm right.
You're not.
I am. I'm not going to continue. He puts special magic on their fists and stuff so that when they touch him, it siphons more power into the Beyonder's bane.
No, wrong. He has a store of energy from when the Beyonder threw a tantrum. And what he needs is to close the circuit, to have one of his heroes connect, like physically touch, or have the Beyonder use his powers, which will activate the machine that already siphoned all his energy into it. So they're just acting as like a light switch, essentially.
Imprinted if he uses any of his awesome power against him, or if one of them but touches him, a mystical circuit will be closed. And all these, that doesn't make sense.
That's not what I'm arguing.
Mine made more sense. Mine made sense. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's a better idea.
So, okay, but then he's like, the Beyonder's Bane isn't ready or whatever, so I'm going to send the thing there as a diversion.
Right. Go I attack him for now.
Right. But then the moment the thing gets there, he sends his fucking army at the exact same moment. So why do you need it? What was the diversion for? Diversion
what kind
from
of a
what?
diversion is that? Here's one for you, Matt.
Yeah.
The Juggernaut can't be stopped, right? He picks up momentum. That momentum can't be slowed.
Sure, yes.
The Thing manages to stop him, eventually gets his ass beat by Juggernaut, but manages to stop him from attacking the Beyonder by grabbing his ankle as he's running.
And this is
trips
after
the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut falls on his face.
And this is after he's gotten all that magical extra strength
Power
taken away
enhancement.
from him.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes.
And it's not even about his strength. Can you stop the Juggernaut that way?
No.
If he's continually moving forward, can you create, I guess, like a pivot point for him? So his momentum is technically still there.
Oh,
it's just
I see.
Redirected. You wouldn't be able to, what you couldn't do is like pull his ankle out from under him, right?
Which is what it looks like.
The point.
Which is what
But
it
are you
looks
able
like is
to-
happening. But what you're saying is that's what was intended, but did it instead create a lever?
Yes.
But
at that point,
fulcrum or whatever.
could you create a fulcrum there? Like, or is that stopping the momentum of his leg? Which is, I don't think this works either. I don't think you can do this to the Juggernaut. But again, mutantmenacepod@gmail.com. Could you?
Could you?
Could
Create
you?
a fulcrum.
Also, Owen and Marcia, my favorite couple, are playing Trivial Pursuit with their
Aw.
friends during this issue. It's
Very
cute.
good. Very good. All right. Secret Wars 2, number 8. Betrayal! Rosen and Parker are the letters. Christy Shields, the colorist. Release date November 12th, 1985. Cover date February 1986. We're so close to done.
2 more issues. Stay tuned.
Despite being thrilled with his new purpose at the end of the last issue, the Beyonder is super mad and throwing moon-destroying tantrums in Owen and Marcia's apartment as Owen tries to give him some amateur therapy. It doesn't really help, and Owen suggests that maybe what he's missing is the experience of being mortal. He has no reason to treasure the moments of life if he'll never die.
Okay. This, for all the ambling we did to get here, is at least a point. It's extremely simple philosophy, right? The reason we enjoy being alive is because it's finite. But imagine this is like a 4-issue miniseries, and this is the conclusion that he comes to at some point in that shorter, much shorter series. He can't figure out why he's not understanding how to be human, and it's because the thing he's actually missing is mortality. The mortality is what makes being human enjoyable.
Right. You can't enjoy a thing if you have that thing forever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the nugget that Jim Dumbass started with, right? It was, oh, he's got to learn how to be human. And this is probably the ultimate lesson that he learns, that it's about being mortal. And then he took fucking a year to actually explain it.
And I think this is the
ruined several stories doing it.
I think this is the most boring issue so far, by the way.
Yeah.
This issue bored me so much. I like had to keep pausing because I was just like falling asleep while reading it.
Yeah, this is him. So the other thing about this issue is it's kind of him just like pulling the threads together for his finale. All of this shit that he kind of made up on the spot to stretch this to 9 issues. He's saying, okay, let's make that make sense enough so that I can get to a conclusion.
I wish Jim Stupid was still with us so that somebody could play this episode for him. You can hear how mad he made us and how right we are and how wrong he was. When are we going to get more X-Men, Pat?
Oh, as soon as you tell us about him, Matt.
He wanders around San Francisco wondering if he should destroy all of existence when the X-Men attack. He defeats them easily, but we do get a good look at Rachel going nuts with her Phoenix powers.
What?
The New Mutants also show up and get their ass kicked after Beyonder fights Hulk and talks to Spidey. Beyonder returns to Owen to tell him he won't destroy all of existence, but Owen was ready for a fight and attacks. This pisses the Beyonder off, so he threatens to kill Owen until Marcia falls down at the Beyonder's feet, begging him to love her. She rejects Owen and begs for her life, which breaks Owen's heart, which causes the Beyonder to take pity on him and not kill him, which was Marcia's plan the whole time.
Whoa.
The Beyonder decides again that he's going to destroy the whole universe, but is taking one day to look around at everything first. He wrecks the Avengers one more time. They're still just like...
They had to squeeze a fight in at the end because they were like, oh, this is all just talking.
They're still just like as throwaway gags, like he goes out to eat dinner and then brings the waitress, like psychically compels the waitress to want to come home and sleep with him. This is how fucking Jim Stupid thinks of women as commodities, right? Like he doesn't think there's anything disturbing about this. He thinks it's kind of funny that he made the Beyonder go, come have sex with me. And then the Beyonder goes, oh, that didn't help me.
Yeah. Like it's very, it's one of those things that's happened in Dazzler as well, which he also wrote, where it happens and you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But it's never touched on again because
to him, it's just a gag.
It's not a big deal. Yeah.
It's just like, oh, this is just a small point. And he doesn't fucking care. He doesn't even know he's done something wrong to that woman. He learned literally nothing. Like, okay, even think about the entire Dazzler issue. He learned literally nothing from the Avengers Annual 10 fiasco.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, a couple of things. Number one, just talking about disrespecting women. He has, after the New Mutants get their ass kicked, Danny says to Cannonball, what do we do now? Cannonball's not the leader. Danny's the leader. Cannonball should be asking Danny what we do now.
Yeah, and that's just out of character for them, right? Like, even if Danny wasn't the leader, she wouldn't ask.
She would, what do we do?
No, she would go, we should do this. Like, that's just her character. He doesn't understand that women are people. He like literally doesn't. Like, I don't even know. I'm not even trying to be like woke here. I'm just trying to state that like at the most basic level, he doesn't understand women are people.
I will say, heartbroken, having followed the relationship of Owen and Marcia through this entire series and fallen in love with the two of them. I am torn apart at the way that this progressed. It's a brilliant plan on Marcia's part, but Beyonder's pissed. He's like, I'm going to kill you, dude. You just attacked me to Owen. And Marcia breaks up with him on the spot just so that he will shrink down to a pathetic man because he knows that she's like the key to his self-confidence. And then the Beyonder's like, oh, you pathetic little goofball. Why would I kill you? But I am going to destroy the universe because you pissed me off.
Marcia, her gambit works, But she's also wrong about the reasons. She thinks that the reason the Beyonder is doing any of this is because he's jealous of their relationship, which there's no evidence of that. And there's actually like evidence to the contrary.
Yes. But the ultimate goal of just
Right.
having him not vaporize Molecule Man in front of her, achieved.
Right. I'm just saying it's interesting that, and maybe more of Jim Stupid being like, if I have a woman save the day, she has to be wrong while she does it.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, glad to know it was all a ruse. The Beyonder knew it was all a ruse the whole time too, apparently. Because he knows everything. It's a funny moment where he falls for it, and then because Jim fucking idiot forgot that he's omniscient, he had to be like, oh yeah, I knew that already,
and I knew
actually.
It.
And I just went along with it.
And I knew it, and I'm smart, and you can't trick me.
Matt,
mm-hmm.
Can I end it all for us, please?
Please, oh my God, please.
Or should I read the last issue of this?
All right, fine.
Secret Wars 2, number 9, God in Man, Man in God. Rosen and Parker, letters, My Hands, colorist. Release date December 17th, 1985. Cover date March 1986. The Beyonder wants to destroy all of existence.
Me too.
Frustrated, the Beyonder decides instead to become mortal. He's finally listening.
Okay.
To test the
There's
birthing
a scene
machine
here where he's Goku, by the way. There's a scene where he looks exactly like Goku.
Maybe that's where they got that. To test the birthing machine he intends to use on himself, he rebirths the dead New Mutants from the bits of their essence he can scramble together. The New Mutants are dead, Matt?
Yeah, so he killed the New Mutants.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
They make it clear that he not just killed them, he wiped them from existence.
It was so hard to figure out when to read Secret Wars because Secret Wars was going to spoil some things in this, but some things in the comics were going to spoil Secret Wars. So it was so hard to figure out when to put Secret Wars in our reading order.
Yeah.
And we could have done half then and half now and half later, but we fucking
But
didn't
yeah,
want
would you want to listen to this shit more than once?
So yeah, in a New Mutants issue, he literally kills them and wipes them from existence and everybody's memories and everything.
Yeah. And now he rebirths them. It works, but they lack any kind of consciousness. Meanwhile, Phoenix teleports basically all the heroes in the Marvel Universe to the Colorado Rockies, and Molecule Man and Volcana join them. Beyonder sends the New Mutants up to fight them. Since he erased them from existence, no one knows who they are, and the only thing they know is defending the Beyonder. After a successful first salvo, turns out the New Mutants can't beat the entire roster of Marvel heroes.
Really?
Yeah, there's a thing in baseball, Matt. Listen to me. When a pitcher, you know what a pitcher is in baseball? It's
like a pitcher of water, or no? Oh, are you saying like it's your Philly accent? It's like a Polaroid
pitcher. No,
pitcher.
you're actually not far off with the pitcher of water thing. Just imagine the spout is a man's hand and the water is a ball that he throws to the batter.
Okay.
And so a pitcher, oftentimes his first time through the batting order, because you have 9 people that bat, and then the number one guy gets back in the line, right? Okay. So you go through those 9 people the first time, and you're probably going to do pretty well because they haven't seen your pitches that day. Like they're still, but come around through the lineup the second time, they know what pitches you're going to throw. They have a better feel for you. The third time is when they're probably going to get a lot of hits statistically. That's when a lot of pitchers kind of like fall off, is their third time through the lineup.
Okay.
I was mentioning that for a reason. Because
the New Mutants actually kick some Marvel superhero ass at first.
Yes, you understood my metaphor. Thank you, Matt.
They
sports metaphor.
In the first page of the fight, they do beat fucking ass.
Yeah, because everybody's like, who the fuck are these kids? What are they going to do? And then they rocket in and they terrify everybody.
It's them versus the Avengers, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, Alpha Flight, and the Heroes for Hire all at once.
Yes.
And the West Coast Avengers. No Defenders, no Daredevil, no Ghost Rider, but everyone else.
Rachel probes their minds, the New Mutants, and learns who they are. And in response, the heroes go and attack the Beyonder.
Yeah,
the
they're
Beyonder
like, how
still
dare you fucking do this to the kids that all of
these
us knew
kids
and
that we didn't realize we
cared
knew.
for.
The Beyonder is still trying to make himself mortal, and now he's a baby in a tank filled with the totality of his own power. Reed Richards tells them that they can't destroy it, or the energy inside will destroy the universe. There's a whole debate about, like, should we kill a baby?
Yeah, that's true.
Molecule Man does it anyway.
Yeah, get him.
Cut to the empty Beyonder dimension. A pinpoint opens and all the energy from the Beyonder floods in, creating a new Big Bang. We see billions of years pass from Big Bang to the birth of humankind. The end.
Thank fucking fuck. My God.
It's over. Fuck. It's shit. Fuck.
And it's not
sorry,
over.
Matt. There's one final note here.
Oh.
Next, it's not quite over yet. The astounding epilogue to this, the most cosmic saga of all time, takes place in Avengers number 266 on sale January. Do not miss End the War's Desolation.
Do you think this last issue kind of happened because it was just like, they were like, you have to have a war, man. You cannot call it Secret Wars if there's not a war.
You haven't had a fight in 3 issues. Despite it all,
I liked it.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I liked it. We should read it again.
I think this is an apt ending. So I'll say, like, imagine this is a much shorter series, right? The Beyonder comes to, and imagine there's no superheroes in it either. This is me rewriting this story. Okay. No superheroes, just a guy who's kind of a god comes to Earth, tries to figure out what humanity is about, goes through some sort of ups and downs. You can even have the mafia issue that he was in almost in full, right? Where he learns a lot of the truths of the world through crime guys. And then he realizes he's not satisfied because mortality is what makes every moment interesting. The possibility that it's finite and that you might die. And then the conclusion to it is that instead of being like the only existence in this other universe, he takes all that power and creates many existences out of it. And that's like the wrap up of the story here. 3, maybe 4 issues.
Right.
So I think it was like kind of beautiful being so attached to this character, forcefully attached to this character, to see him like have this kind of beautiful cosmic ending. That's all.
So a couple things. Okay, so there's the omnipotence paradox here, right? Like, because the Beyonder exists, all reality would have to be created by the Beyonder, because Beyonder can control all things. That includes things that happened before he was created. Thus, anything that happens is because of him.
Right. He's responsible for his own creation, but how could he have created himself if he didn't exist?
Right. And how could he create the conditions for his creation? But he did, because by virtue of him being created, he created the conditions for his creation, et cetera, et cetera. If you can create if you can do everything, you have done everything.
Religious types will tell us, like, oh, it's just beyond our perception, our ability to perceive it. But Jim Stupid disagrees. He can perceive it.
At some point, so when the New Mutants are fighting the X-Men, Danny pulls Phoenix's greatest fear out of her head. And what is Phoenix's greatest fear, Pat?
Becoming a hound.
Yeah, that is what she talks about constantly as being her biggest fear, is the future, being a hound, the future that she lived through, all the things she saw, all of it happening again. Yeah. It's not the Phoenix Force, which is what Jim Stupid tells us it is. That made me mad. Alpha Flight is here, and they do literally nothing. They don't have a line of dialogue. That made me mad. Here's something that's fun. The Beyonder calls all the Marvel heroes buttheads. Though I believe what he's trying to say is not your head is a butt. Rather, you butt heads with everything and anything.
Oh, and these butt headers.
And I am wondering if before our age, like before the 80s and 90s, right, when people were always using the word butt to mean butt and calling each other like butthead and butt muncher and butt whatever,
dick butt.
When we first heard the word butthead, we just assumed butthead means a person with a butt for a head.
With a butt for a head.
And no one ever contradicted us because our entire generation believed it. But every generation before the 80s knew that butthead meant somebody who's stubborn and reactive.
This is a butter of heads.
Yes. And because that was funnier, because a person with a butt for a head was funnier, like there was a generational miscommunication, because then people like boomers and Gen Xers who are making cartoons or Mad Magazine as a pun would call somebody a butthead and then make their head into a butt, but they were doing it as a pun. And so we just never
absorbed that without seeing the satire.
And it was it was confirmation bias. It confirmed what we assumed anyways, that it meant your head is a butt. And so there was never any communication between the two generations that they were defining butthead separately.
Huh. This is really rocking me, Matt. I gotta think about that one for a while. There is, we getting back to the omnipotence paradox you were talking about.
We could spend more time on butthead if you want.
I don't think, and I'm sure if we ever see the Beyonder again, I know he appears in other comics, that
no, please.
This will be immediately contradicted, but I really don't think the Beyonder is as all-powerful as he thinks. He is explaining himself. So he's constantly in this world referring to this as its own multiverse, that he comes from a different multiverse, which isn't a concept. There's not multiple multiverses. That's what the term multiverse means, right? So, and I don't know if Jim Stupid understands that, or if this is supposed to be the Beyonder's understanding, but he doesn't come from another multiverse. He's part of our multiverse. He comes from another universe or another dimension, depending on exactly how you want to look at it, right? Because those can mean two different things in Marvel Comics, situationally. The other thing he keeps mentioning is he doesn't remember anything before existing, and the only thing he remembers about existing is that pinhole that popped through his universe and allowed him to see into our universe.
Okay.
And then at the end, he expands, he turns into the Big Bang and creates a new universe. I think the Beyonder is just a universe that was waiting to be born, and that he didn't exist before a hole was poked because of the murder of Molecule Man to precipitate the events of Secret Wars 1. A hole was poked into the border between our two universes. It was such a powerful outburst, we've seen this happen before, that the wall between universes gets opened. So he doesn't perceive time differently. He doesn't perceive all of time. He just, everything that he understands as time, because he didn't exist before that, and nothing else existed around him, is what he thinks all of time is. So what I'm saying is he's just sort of an idiot, and he's got more power than like you and I could fathom, but he has no fucking clue where he came from or what he was.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's making a lot of assumptions, a lot of egoistic assumptions, just like the man he's based on would, that he invented everything. This is sorry, I'm bringing it home here.
Please.
Jim Stupid shares this view of like, oh, nothing really existed here without me. Even though I wasn't here the whole time, as soon as I got a view into this universe, it became mine. I created this. I am responsible for the greatness of this. Yeah, exactly. He is, and he writes it out for us here. He says like, and listen, I know I'm not actually your creator, but considering my power, considering my position, considering what I've observed of all of you, I essentially made this company. This is all, or this universe, if you want to say.
Okay.
Like, this is all because of me, and I don't see how it could have existed before my time here.
Wow. Yeah.
It's really
that's
I think
annoying.
Clearly written out for us. Yes, annoying is a good way to put it. Imagine that being your boss is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Not for much longer.
That guy giving you a quarterly review.
All right, hold on. So, butt has meant the buttocks since like the 1600s, when they would call it like the butt end of a person. And they would mostly just say butt ends, right?
Nice.
But, however,
butt end.
However, 1908, word list from East Alabama, butt-headed, adjective, headstrong, obstinate, bullheaded. He's as butt-headed as an old mule.
Interesting.
M.G. Hayden's Terms of Disparagement from 1915.
We also call
butt-headed, obstinate.
We also call a mule an ass.
Huh? Yeah, absolutely. So fuck. I grew up my whole life thinking butthead was a person with a butt for a head.
I know, this is really
and yet we were wrong.
Kind of upsetting.
I swear, maybe I'm wrong about this. I swear everyone in our generation agreed with me. No, like everybody I knew that's around our age or younger thinks butthead means person with a butt for a head.
Yeah, I would not believe you if you told me this. You're telling me right now, and I don't believe you. Sorry.
Yeah, I looked it up in the history of slang, dictionary of slang. That's fucking crazy.
Sure.
All right. Do we need to do final thoughts on, or did we just did?
I thought we just did.
This sucks.
It was crap. Don't read it.
Sucks. Do not read this, please, for your own fucking sanity. It's so bad, and I know there's some revivalist people, like there's some revivalist opinions on the internet about it. Like, why do people think Secret Wars 2 was bad? It was fine. No, it's not. This is like people who said the Phantom Menace was actually kind of good. No, it wasn't.
No, you're misremembering.
It is.
Sit down and try to watch it.
I don't want to make this about
awful.
The Phantom Menace again, but I can explain to you piece by piece why the Phantom Menace not only is stupid, even compared to Star Wars, which wasn't that good, it was just fun. And why it doesn't work as a piece of entertainment. Why every moment it fails to entertain. This is the same thing. Everything about it technically is bad. And as an entertainment product, it's worse.
And also canonically just inconsistent.
Yeah. Sucks.
Yeah.
got an eye out, stuff that you could buy out. If you had a time machine that you would like to try out, it's at Deals and Seals.
Cheer me up.
Oh,
Cheer
Matt,
me up.
we did it. I'm going to cheer. Here's something whimsical for you.
Please.
This is a small ad. It's one of the little classified style ads, Matt. Star rocks. Real meteors from the moon are passing comets? Question mark. Studied by NASA, struck Earth at 25,000 miles per hour over 750,000 years ago. Awesome. Fact book, authenticity certificate, and viewing case included. Send $5 for one, $9 for two. We pay shipping.
These are just rocks.
Just rocks, but they're from space, man.
Yeah, all rocks are from space.
Are all rocks from space over 750,000 years ago?
I guess not all rocks struck the Earth at 25,000 miles per hour. So they did have to do a little bit of research on the rocks that they were selling, if this is honest, which it probably isn't.
This is them just like collecting rubble from Crater Lake or something, right?
Yes. Yeah. Real meteors from the moon, studied by NASA. So they say from the moon or passing comets, question mark. And then
they don't state it. They ask it.
And then they say studied by NASA. We brought it to NASA. They told us these aren't meteors, but it was studied by NASA.
It does, Matt, come with an authenticity certificate and a viewing case. And here's the thing that we don't usually get in these ads.
The authenticity certificate have question marks on it.
But here's a deal we don't usually get. They pay for the shipping.
Yeah. Because
there's a drawing
$5.
A drawing of what appears to be a chocolate chip cookie with stink lines.
It looks like a lump of cookie dough, maybe.
It says actual meteor 1 to 3 inches long, black.
Wow, New World Expressions from San Rafael, California.
Yeah. What do you say, Matt?
How much does it cost?
$5 for one.
I need to know in today's money.
Okay, so
this is your segment.
What are we at? This is like, I think we said 311 times 5 equals $15.55.
You want me to pay $15 for something that probably isn't a moon rock?
For a star rock.
It probably isn't a star rock.
It is a star rock. It's just up to you to determine what that means.
All right. If I was at like Crater Lake
and
they were selling this in the gift shop, I might fucking do it.
Yes, we did it. You don't have to pay shipping if you buy it direct from the gift shop. So you're not really saving anything.
He's got an eye out, stuff that you could buy out. If you had a time machine that you would like to try out, it's at Deals and Seals.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
Folks, that's the episode. Matt, we made it. We made it to the end. We'll never have to read Secret Wars 2 again.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed yourself or if you didn't enjoy yourself, honestly, we did this for you. So I don't care if you had a good time. You should be. Check us out on Patreon. Patreon.com/Mutant Menace. On YouTube, we're at Mutant Menace Podcast. On Instagram, we're at Mutant Menace Pod. MutantMenacePod@gmail.com is our email address. You could be on Pat's email corner.
Big thank you to Krills Wilson for all of our great music and to Julia Selly for the voice of Trish Tilby.
Of course. And that leaves us with just one thing, Matt, our famous catchphrase that we say at the end of every episode. Mm-hmm. As always, even a small fraction of my power is enough to blow your horde back to the depths, batter you into helpless submission, and free Dave.
And remember, it's a warm, calm, quiet. There was no end of the sentence. It just it's a warm, calm, quiet, and no one finished the sentence. Bye.